All right, welcome back to Heroes in Training. This time, instead of 3 months, we waited just 1 month. So that's a new record.
3 weeks,
Um,
kind
Ironically, I
of.
feel like I'm struggling to remember what happened more this month than I was in the 3 month gap, I think. Just because it's been more time, I guess, in general. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. Caleb, would you try
Mhm.
and figure out how to get the X off of this uh
Oh, yeah, yeah.
thing for us?
Mm-hmm.
I
There
can't
you go.
remember how to do that. Okay. So yeah, anyways, I'll give a quick little opening scene here that should hopefully remind us of where we are at with everything. Because there was you guys were fighting the two villain brothers on your first mission as team one. You beat them, but found
Maybe
out
only
it
killed one of
was
them. Maybe two.
uh
Maybe it was two. I don't remember.
you only killed.
One of them, right? Yeah, we only cut one of them in
Oh,
half or whatever.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thunder
Actually blew his
accidentally,
leg off.
yeah,
Yeah.
blew his foot
Mm.
off. Yeah, his like foot
Yeah.
disintegrated before she
Yeah.
stopped. Um, and then the other guy got beaten, bludgeoned. He got
Yeah.
bludgeoned in the face. So they're
On
they're
a good
both
day's
pretty beat
work.
up. Yeah, on a
Well,
good day's work. That's right.
yeah, Jared will be happy. Maybe not Bastion, but Jared specifically will be happy that we've cut off a limb of a criminal to punish them.
Mhm.
Yeah. So then the other thing that happened was the prison escape, and so we're gonna open up with that scene. So we see Sleeves um in prison, right? And we see he's got like bandages on his back. I forgot to note that last time too, because he like took a grenade in the bag. So he's got like bandages
Right.
on his back, and they he's like sitting in the cell, and I imagine it being kind of like a more like futuristic cell. It's like white like reinforced walls, since that's like villains and stuff like that. Um,
Right.
and we see like a nurse like walk in the room, and she has like a syringe with her, and she like puts it down on the table, and I think maybe Sleeves is like has his like back to the wall, or like face to the wall, so he's not like intervening. There's a guard standing at the door, and the nurse like changes his bandages, and then takes a look at some paperwork and says, oh, it looks like you already got your injection today. And then like takes the injection and walks out, and Sleeves is like, yeah. And
Okay.
then we cut to later, and we hear just like a bunch of like racket, and then the door just like ominously opens, and Sleeves like stands up, and we see Rockfist, Soda Pop, and what's his name, Amped,
Should
all
have killed
walk
those
to the
people,
door.
man.
And they say, I think probably um Amped is the one that kind of walks in the room, and he says, well, Sleeps, we said you'd get you out. Do you want to join the gang? And Sleeve smiles, and he says, I knew something was up when they didn't give me my power suppression injection today. And then we see like this scene where we see how many of there are there? We see quite a few like young like teen villains. And they're kind of like, most of them are kind of off screen. We're not really paying attention to them much. We're more focusing on Sleeves, and we see them just kind of like fighting their way out, but mostly just like walking out, because just doors just open for them, cameras are just off, they just like walk through defenses and alarms, no problem. And they like beating up some guards, and then we see one guard, or we see Sleeves like run up to one guard, and he like beats him up and takes his gun and points at his head, and right before he pulls the trigger, we see like Rock Fist like punch the ground, and like some stone like get in the way, and it just like blocks the bullet just in time. And Sleeves says, or like Sleeves like frowns, and the guard is like, and then Rock Fist goes up and like punches the guard and says, we don't kill anybody, that's the rule. And Sleeves like raises an eyebrow and says, all right, whatever, at least I'm getting out of this dump. And like absorbs the gun like into his sleeve. And then we see them open up to the like control room, like that like server room that you guys saw before, where Sleeves fell into that panel, and we see a whole bunch of villains like jumping into the panel and like being absorbed, and then Sleeves and Jumpstart are the last two, and maybe like Rockfist and Amped are next, and they hear like some people running down the hall, and they're like, quick, jump in, and they jump in, and then Sleeves like waits a moment with Jumpstart, and Jumpstart's like, hey, maybe we should, and Sleeves goes, shh, and like waits until Leftwing and Palladium get in the room, and just then is when he decides to fall, and we get that like stare down moment where he's like falling, and he does his like finger gun to Leftwing, and then Leftwing switches places with Jumpstart, and we see Sleeves and Jumpstart, or not Jumpstart, Sleeves and Leftwing get absorbed into the data cables, and then we see Palladium like punch out Jumpstart and run over and go, Leftwing, and then we cut to a flashback, and we're going to get a class before we jump into
neat.
Present day. Where I have this set up, let me see if I can show.
Should be able to force us all to a map if that's what you're trying to do.
Focus ping, or wait.
You're trying to take us to a map?
Yeah.
You should be able to drag a little bookmark over to whatever map.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. I tried doing that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe only Caleb can do it. I'm not sure.
I mean, if you see the little bookmark, I think you can do it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just thought that was how you did it. Do you right click on it? Does it say you can move everybody there?
I did a focus ping.
Yeah, I don't think that's it. I think that's if we have the list, we can see it. But we don't have it. Moving the bookmark to that spot didn't do it.
Oh, I can move it to every other spot, but the spot I want it to go.
Oh, is it hidden in some way?
Maybe. Not sure. Ping everyone, focus ping. Those are the only things I seem to be able to do with this page.
Is Caleb out there?
No, I can do it. Yep. Oh, we're good. Oh. I don't know what the problem was before. You're just in time, Caleb, for me to fix the problem without you.
Perfect. I'm making a bagel.
Oh, perfect.
Listen, I was listening to the stream on my phone while you were describing everything. Yeah. I realized how hungry I was.
You didn't change the picture for Shatter. You lacking.
What's that?
You didn't change the picture for Shatter.
That's not Shatter. That's Mirrors or whatever. Shatter's the villain.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I was like, wait, Shatter's here in our class.
I thought that was the glass lady. But
no, yeah.
It's the sand lady who got turned into glass.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we need to play this every week instead of once every other month.
Well, yeah, but we can't do that because we have a different thing we're trying to do.
We are trying to finish another game.
Yeah, Inquisitor.
Yeah.
I know. We
don't do it every week. I forget everything that happens.
Okay, so let me pull up my notes here. So combat class. Let me pull that roll over.
Okay.
We are not going in the same order. I'm gonna post the roll into the chat here for a reminder.
Is team fights?
Yes. Yep. So we get a scene where everybody's just like lined up and waiting for class to start in that like dojo area, and Weightless walks into the room, and he says, roll call, and like some people start saying out their names, and then he just says, 2-on-1 combat training. Today you'll be fighting outnumbered or with a trusted teammate, and we'll switch off throughout the day, so you'll get a taste of both. I want you to practice combos practice making up for your partner's weakness. I want you to feel the danger of being outnumbered, finding ways to counter your opponents to even out the fight. And then he just kind of like motions for everybody to come up to him. He like is just he doesn't have rocks or anything this time. He's just like telling people like where like who they're gonna fight or whatever. And you guys just like kind of spread out amongst the area and just in different parts of the dojo. When Left Wing comes up to Weightless, he hands you a clear rock, and then just kind of like grunts as if it was like a funny joke, but like doesn't laugh.
Does he gives it to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Left Wing takes it and he sort of tosses it and catches it. He's, thanks. And puts it in his pocket.
And then he points to where you're supposed to fight.
yeah. Here it's over.
So we've got and feel free if anybody has a conversation or something they want to say as everybody, all the classmates are here. But we have Bastion versus Pocket Arsenal and Haunting Harmony. Palladium is versus Ice Blade and Polar Shield. And Left Wing, you're versus Emoticon and Doomseer.
Okay. Is the classes that we're doing right now, were they all during the same period? Like, has the street fight? No, I guess it couldn't have happened because we went straight from that into the prison thing.
Correct. Yeah. So this is before the mission that happened.
So Thunder has not mutilated anybody viciously yet. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
All right.
No, we saw that you got kidnapped, and then the teachers just told us we had to do a class. So.
Right.
Yeah, and then the people who kidnapped me let me go to class real quick.
That's right.
You're like, guys,
you gotta come
it's
back.
really
It's on your
important.
honor.
Yeah. We don't want you to get too many demerits now.
Yeah.
When the class ends, you can all say, "Bye, Left Wing. Have fun with
Sorry,
the
I go back to
villains."
prison. Sorry, don't follow me. Part of the rule.
Honor system, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, there was something in the Blood and Steel series where they beat a bunch of nobles from the country they were fighting, and they had a system called basically the noble could agree to just not fight in the battle anymore as if they had died, and then but you just let them go back to their country. And he's like, they'll probably all come back, but it doesn't really matter. They're useless anyways. And it's like, I thought that was hilarious. Anyways. Sorry.
That's fine. Okay, so whoever wants to go first, go ahead and make a roll, but make it at a situational -1.
Can I use my thing where if they underestimate me, I get to roll my other thing since they're 2-on-1? I know this is technically a class move, but this is the only way that I beat the teacher because I used this.
Yeah, I don't think so, only because the last thing they saw of you in combat class, especially Emoticon,
was me almost getting clapped by the strongest superhero ever. Yeah.
No, you holding your own and getting 2 gold stars. I'm pretty sure in canon, you are the person that has the most gold stars out of everybody.
Okay.
As of now.
Could I have rolled
also the
burn
most
during
demerits,
the
but
description?
Yeah, also. What was that, Jared?
Could I have rolled burn during his description of the test?
No, I don't think so, especially because you rolling to power up your ability would be like you gathering carbon. And this is for danger, not necessarily freak. So it's not strictly like you showing off your powers. It's also like fighting. Okay.
Well, the only way I can do danger is if I do my
the only way you get bonuses to danger, but also like the fight is all abstracted into one roll. So like it makes less sense to use burn to like charge up your powers.
We don't want to play this
ability.
out every time and use all of your abilities. Yeah.
I'm not using all of them. I'm just using the one that allows me to roll freak for danger.
Right. Yeah.
Are we allowed to do things like I know this is the main role, but can I like assess them before I fight them or whatever? Is that an option? Because Just because that's what my character does. So I'll super lose if I don't get a chance to like, which is fine.
Yeah, let me think
But
this through. Yeah, I
mean,
see. Everybody has their own. Everybody's like, "Can I do this
like
before?"
this is what
the fight?
my character does.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, like, what would Bastian actually do? Like, describe like what you're doing during class. Because if Weightless is talking and you're like walking over to the wall and like pulling a bunch of carbon out of the wall, you'd probably just get a demerit because Weightless would just be like, "What are you doing?"
Well,
You know what I mean?
Probably do it in a way that's like not conspicuous. Just like make like a cloud of like carbon, just like the gas in the air, like in a cloud above us.
Well, even if not, like
But
you could, I assume that'd be part of the fight, right? The first thing you do in the fight is burn, I assume.
So the issue
I
with
think it's
that
kind of
is
cheating to prepare before the fight even begins, right?
Yeah, well, okay, so like there's a few things there because if you're taking time, because like burn is meant to be like a time charging, like you're spending time charging up your abilities. So if the fight starts and he stands there and charges up his abilities, like that doesn't really work for him in his
true,
favor.
I suppose.
So that's kind of where I'm like, and
Because I mean,
Bastian, what would your goal be for?
Right, but I'm pretty sure that's cheating.
Charged.
Well, so but also like using like what would you even do with the carbon gas? Like how would you like are you going to turn it into nitrogen and blow up your friends or like
no,
you know what I mean?
Just cool it and turn it into a solid.
We've never seen you do that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
No, actually the last time we saw you do the nitrogen or not the nitrogen, like the using the gas with carbon, we explicitly decided you couldn't do that.
Oh.
Because remember, you had to use your hair in order to shield yourself from the nitrogen blast, and then you used the last of your like solid carbon to push yourself up, so you didn't have anything to protect yourself with. You only had the gas.
Okay. What if he just like goes like full Naruto and just carries like a gourd of carbon on his back?
See, that's kind of where that's where you're losing me. You know what I'm saying? But then I also feel like I'm letting Leftwing get away, or like I'm letting David get away with assessing.
Oh, are you? I mean, we hadn't talked about it yet.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to. Okay. Specifically for that reason.
Yeah, and I mean,
to also told Jared he couldn't burn.
Strictly in the sense of the mechanics of the game, the narrative is when you do combat class, so it's like it's happening already, right? Like
and I think that's always been my impression of what's happening here. Is the intention is this is the abstracted role for everything you're doing. Like obviously we have our own tricks in the heat of the moment, but in terms of this is like how dangerous are you actually?
Yeah, this is like a benchmark
normally,
test, right? And so like it's not just this one fight either. It's like we're just focusing on a fight because it's easier that way. But like this is your score for the whole class,
and you can't do the trick every time, right? It doesn't work every time, right? I don't know why you guys are complaining. I have a 2 in danger. I'll be fine.
Letting me use the little Space Bandit at all is already stretching it in a way. Or I mean, before.
But that part made sense though because you were fighting the teacher. It was like the extreme of the case. But I feel like this is the not extreme of the case.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think if I had lost, then I would say that I should use it. But I think that makes sense. -1, you said?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So Leftwing gets a hit.
Okay.
You win the fight, but it's a close call. So you can go ahead and explain to me then, like, how this fight goes, and we'll focus on Leftwing's fight first.
Okay.
Let's me eat my bagel.
Can you remind me when I was talking with Countess about emoticon, she apologized for like not telling me, but that was it, right? Like she didn't tell me why, right?
Correct. Yep.
In fact, I think did I say anything about wondering if he had something on her or something like that? Like,
yeah. So she said something about the reason that she's training emoticon is because she has a debt to pay.
Right. I thought so. Yeah.
And you were like, you have a debt with emoticon, like a debt to pay for emoticon, like you owe him something. And she said, maybe one day I'll tell you more.
Right. Yeah. Well, so today emoticon's going to tell me more.
Yes. I love this.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Leftwing isn't going to start. off doing anything. He's just going to stay in one place and let them come to him because his power is much more effective reactively. But yeah, so I think he just kind of is staring Emoticon down, despite the fact that Doomseer is also there. And because in his mind, it's basically them fighting, even though I guess she's good at fighting because she has precognition, right? She's pretty solid. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
So, I think like the fight starts and Doomseer turns to like say something to Emoticon, and Emoticon just kind of like springs into action.
Yeah.
And he probably is he probably has the like driven ball that like goes into his chest, and his perception of time is faster and his reflexes are faster, and he just kind of like runs towards you to like get the jump on you.
Yeah. So Lovely's just like, come get me.
Yeah.
And he's waiting for him to go. Yeah.
And then I assume as soon as he like goes in for a punch, you just swap places and do Doomseer. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. And I think as soon as you do that, Emoticon was like expecting that and switches with Happy, and then just like flies backwards and does like a mid-air turn to like punch where he knew Doomseer was. And Doomseer is like, hey, he's about to, and then you like swap places with her again or something like that. And then he misses.
I mean, this is a pretty obvious tactic. So I think because I roll well, I think I also knew that he was like, I suspected that he might figure that. And Doomseer can see the future. So I didn't expect her to get hit. So like, I think
I knew that you knew that I knew that you knew.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he goes up in the air and he goes to like turn around and hit where I was. And so he Lovely ducks under it and like pile drives him. I think that's the word, right?
Yeah.
Into the ground. And then he hopes that stuns him long enough, gets up, turns to Doomseer and steals her power. So she loses the future sight.
Sure, yeah.
And then he just tries to basically square up with her as well as he can. I mean, he's a boy, so he's hoping that he'll just have a natural physical advantage, even though she's probably more trained at fighting than he is.
She is.
But she also knows what her opponent's doing. She cheats when she fights.
Yeah.
And so I think Lefting's hoping that if she doesn't have the ability to cheat, it will make her worse than her
handicap is being taken away, right?
Yeah, I think that's what happens. Is
it's like fighting with your eyes closed.
She always is relying on that, and so she always knows where to block or what to do as the right answer. And this time she just hesitates for too long because she's waiting to figure out what she should do.
Yeah, so he steals it from her and he lunges at her with his left hand, and he just cold cocks her at the right hand.
Yeah.
And he's hoping that's enough to put her out of the fight. I don't know if it will be or not. He's not like super strong.
I think you do get one really good hit on him or on her, and then she just like grabs your arm and like
it's a 7.
Judo throws you over her shoulder, and then Emoticon like gets back up and runs back over to Doomseer, and Doomseer or like I think Emoticon is like about to run at you as you like take a step back and like get like maybe catch your breath or something, and she like puts a hand to Emoticon and she's like, listen, we got to work together on this. Don't just run at him. I can literally see the future. And then she's like, well, actually,
Lovely says, now right now you can't.
Yeah. And Emoticon is like, I think maybe just like gives her the nod and then just like goes back at you. And I think towards the we can play it out a little bit more.
Yeah. I think basically Left Wing's strategy is to try and like dance around Emoticon as much as possible.
Yeah.
And try and take Doomseer out first because he wants to mono Emoticon.
Yeah.
And so I think what we see is, he tangles with Emoticon, just mostly avoids him. And then he goes up when he gets a chance to go after Doomseer again, he starts trying something he hasn't done before. He's gonna try and steal her power and give it back to her as fast as he possibly can. To disorient her.
Okay. Yeah.
Because she just randomly has future sight every other second. Yeah. He's hoping it'll disorient her as he's coming at her. And like maybe a little bit Vin style. He's like changing his mind about what he's gonna do every time.
Yeah, that's
right?
awesome.
Like every time he gives it back. And then I think he's gonna try and like just grapple with her until she's down. And then
I think maybe you like sweep her legs, like you like go up and then like sweep her legs, and she hits her head pretty hard, and she's like,
first it looks like I'm gonna punch her with my left hand, then my right hand, then it looks like I'm gonna like do a down overhand fist, and then I just sweep the leg instead. Yeah.
Yep. And I think also the like taking and giving back of her power, she just starts like holding her head.
Yeah, I was hoping it would sort of like.
Yeah, she like just I think she just stays down. Like I think you're like, oh, that hit probably didn't hurt her too bad, but she just like stays down and is like blinking a lot, and she just is like on the ground. And Emoticon like,
I mean, if she's blinking a lot, I might like be like, I hold up my finger to Emoticon, and I'm like, "Are you okay?"
She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine," but still looks like she's not okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot. Are these fights happening simultaneously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for simplicity's sake.
Well, I guess I meant like the reason I'm asking is because if the teacher is focused on us, then I'll be like, maybe you should like check her out.
Maybe he is, and
okay. Because I was like, if there's like 12 fights going on, he's probably just like,
I think he does. He comes over and he like helps her out, and you can just focus on. And maybe he leaves the room too. So now you're like, this is my chance to like take things too far.
Okay, yeah. So I think then I looked at her and said, then there were two, and I steal his power.
Yeah,
and
I think the angry one is the one that had just switched in because he was like, oh man, you just messed up Doomseer.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I forgot I can only steal one of his things at a time. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's a very unique boy in that sense.
Yeah.
A good match for you.
I'm trying to wait for something that like brings Countess up, but there hasn't been anything for
he's a quiet guy.
Topic. Yeah. No, I was just trying to think how he would start that.
Maybe he does something that is reminiscent of Countess's fighting style.
Yeah, I was thinking of my first line was going to be to Countess teach you that, but I don't know if he's done anything yet that.
I can't think of anything that's particularly Countess style except for like going through somebody.
I mean, he did avoid my like he flew up in the air or something, but so maybe that's what happens. Like we start to go at each other.
Maybe you take the angry one and he switches back into happy and like flips over you, and you're like, Countess teach you that.
Yeah. So I think he says exactly that. And then I think he will give angry back to him because he's not using it, and I don't need it.
Yeah.
And then like switch places with him. And you're just like basically just trying to shake things up.
Yep.
Keep him on his toes, and then we probably trade a few hits because I did only get a 7. I don't like strong hit.
With angry, I think it's ice. So maybe he like freezes one of your arms, and then that catches you off balance, and he like tackles you to the ground.
Yeah,
and then like pins you down for a minute.
He encases something in ice, and then he tackles me, and then I switch places with him, and his arm's encased in ice.
Oh
I think I probably just like slam my head into his. Again, the teacher's gone, so I'm going. Left wing's going hard. Like we see him going as hard as he can, especially because he's physically probably inferior to Emoticon in a general sense. Especially if he has his powers. He gets up off of him and he says, she told me she's only training you because she had something on her. And then he's like, care to elaborate on that? And like now he's down on the ground.
I'm trying to think, what does he know? I don't think he knows anything.
Probably not. He would know as little as she could keep him from knowing.
Yeah. So I think he's just like just looks confused, but just like doesn't say anything to you, but you can tell he's mad. Like every time you give him angry back, it's the first thing that goes into his chest.
Yeah.
But okay. So tell me, how does this fight end?
That's a good question. I think maybe he plays.
I may have missed a detail. I'm curious if I'm correct about my assumption about what you just said. Did when David takes Emoticon's power, he can only take one of them at a time? He can only take one of the. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I think I missed that somewhere when you said that, but that's cool. That's cool.
Now here's my question: can he intentionally take a power from an emotion that he's not feeling?
No, he just controls his emotions really well. Like that's been most of his training.
Because I think that's what it is, right? It's like I think Left Wing is not even really intentionally trying to make him mad. He is also mad.
Yeah.
And I think
you
just see him get to a point, and he's like, "Oh, you're not going to say anything. Oh, you're just going to keep it a secret. Well, I'm going to beat it out of you." And then he just keeps egging him on because he's also angry to the point where Emoticon can't feel anything but angry. And then when he steals angry, just no powers to go back in.
Yeah.
And then I think we see right, we see it looks like Emoticon's about to win right there as they're trading blows. And then, Left Wing steals angry again.
Yeah.
And like right as he's going in for a punch to try to shake things out.
How about he's in happy and he like flies above you and then you just switch it back and he just goes down to angry and he just falls.
Yeah, I had thought of that too. Yeah. If he went high enough for it to be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he lands and I probably like spear him. And then, excuse me. And then, so has he said anything in response to me egging him on about Countess? No, he doesn't know anything, but he hasn't said anything at all.
Yeah, not at all. I think if you like at the end here, he's going to say something.
Yeah. So Left Wing gets angry because he thinks he's just being like tight-lipped.
Yeah.
He spears him. He's like, "I'm just going to keep going until you tell me." And then,
I think maybe the teacher walks in, like as you say that, and like he doesn't have Doomseer with him, and I think Emoticon doesn't notice, but just like looks up at you, like
what's your problem?
Yeah, like what's your problem? And then he just says, "Listen, man, I don't know why she trained me. She asked me. I didn't ask her."
So she said she owed him a debt.
Yep.
Left Wing interpreted that as I have to.
Yep.
I'm trying to think if he would. I mean, he's angry. So even if, So she said, "That's not what she told me." And then, comes in at him. And then, I think he steals angry as he's attacking him to try and like get him before he can switch to a power. And then he cold cocks him and nothing goes in because he's just so angry.
Yeah.
And then, I think at this point, I guess they probably just slog it out. And then Left Wing, because he can still, switch between teleporting and stealing his powers, eventually like punches him down. But they're both just flailing at each other, I think, at that point. But I think eventually we get to a part where like Left Wing like switches out and intentionally makes it so that they're facing away from each other when they switch places, and then whips around and backhands him in the back of the head. And probably turns around and like kicks him, and he catches the leg, but he's like, "Oh," and just like throws Emoticon. And I wonder if maybe like it might even be interesting if the teacher comes and breaks this up instead of like everyone else is done with their fighting, or so just beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah. So I thought about that, but then I'm curious. He might just give you a demerit though.
Why?
But that's not the role.
Determination is like his whole thing.
Let it happen. He's like the grumpy.
He's awesome.
That's true. That's
as
true.
Based as it gets.
Yeah, he's like they just So I think he goes and breaks it up and is like
like at this point we're like grabbing each other and just like beating crap out of each other. Like, okay, all right.
He pulls you apart and he's like, did you guys get it out of your systems? Did you say everything you needed to say with your fists?
Yeah.
And Emoticon nods.
I mean, I don't think Left Wing feels that way, but I don't know. He respects Weightless enough that I don't think he's gonna like spit in his face by being obnoxious about it.
Yeah.
And so I think he looks at Left Wing, like he just glares at him. He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Like, sure.
Yeah. And I think Weightless thinks maybe that you're lying to him, but he doesn't have any proof.
He's obviously lying. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, he's looking at Left Wing in a way. I'm sorry, I keep doing that. At Emoticon in a way that implies to Emoticon that he's lying, and so I'm sure Weightless can tell.
Yeah.
He's just not willing to push it in front of waitlist because for one, he literally can't, and also because he actually respects waitlist. So.
Yeah. I think he's just like both of you go see the nurse. Doomsea is in there too. And Emoticon's like, is she okay? And he's like, yeah, she's got a headache.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you both have now too. Go see Scab. Do you say anything on your walk to Scab?
How long is the walk? I assume she's not very far away. This is combat.
Yeah, class, like a minute.
Yeah.
Scab's a guy, by the way.
Oh, right. Yeah. I was just imagining the little lady from My Hero Academia.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah, I think they get.
I think if they're both just quiet, I think that's still a good
scene. Lefton would say something. I'm trying to think of what he would say. I was trying to think if as he's having time to think about it, if he believes that maybe it's possible he doesn't know.
Yeah.
I think when they get there, he looks at me and says, if you're hiding something from me, I'm gonna find out.
Yeah, I think he says, listen, man, if you got a problem with me, that's fine. Don't take it out on Doomseer. She's my friend.
I fought Doomseer because we were in class.
Whatever. It's just between me and you, okay?
Yeah, I knew that. Whenever you want this thing to end, all you gotta do is give me the answer.
He says, fine, then I'll go ask Countess myself.
Yeah, and I guess all right, whatever. Then goes in.
Yeah. He goes in after you, and I think Doomseer is like in there just like holding her head, and Scab is like has his hands over her head, and he's like, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing is helpful, but maybe we should give you some power suppression for a bit. And she's like,
gotcha.
I got this. Oh yeah, you say I gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, I got you. And then I guess like I was gonna take his power. She says no, and he stops like, I mean, if you want, I can hold on to it for a bit if it'll make your head feel better.
I think she angrily says, you're the one that caused this. That's not entirely true.
Yeah. But that was by doing it back. I mean, I didn't realize it was going to give you a migraine. I was hoping it would just distract you. But if I would just hold on to it, it won't do that, right?
Scab just gives you the nod, like, just do it.
Okay. Yeah, he'll do it.
And Doomseer just goes, and just like lays back on like the medical bed, and it's just like, yeah, whatever. I'll punch you for it later. I'm going to take a nap first, though.
That's fair.
All right, so let's cut there to either Bastion or Palladium, whoever wants to fight first.
I'm still searching the playbooks.
I can go.
Am I allowed to use the littlest space bandit?
No,
because I can use those. Oh, but I guess we might be in different narrative situations, but.
And your opponents definitely do not underestimate you. The last thing that you did in combat class was destroy the entire dojo.
Also, the last thing you did outside of combat class was fight like a red level threat. Or whatever it was.
You're talking about Arc and Wired?
No, he faced down.
Yeah, you're talking about you faced down guy. Inferno. Yeah, that's right.
Inferno, yeah.
I thought there were more playbooks.
There are. There's different files for they each have like 4. There's like 2 different PDF books.
There are 4 sources for classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking at the one David sent me, and it doesn't have. I need to.
Yeah, the one I sent you
there's a few more.
Is from the like Halcyon City like expansion thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which has the nomad in it, I think.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, who wants to go first?
That's fine. Yeah, Bastion can go.
Okay, what do you want?
I opened up Caleb's PDF, and the first one, literal first ability works perfect.
Okay, what is it?
I can use Savior instead of. It's not as good as Freak, but it's not 0.
Go ahead and read the move.
It's when you
this is a custom roll.
Yeah.
When you pull your punches. Okay.
More than a shield. When you directly engage a threat by heading directly into danger without regard for my own safety, roll with Savior instead of danger. On a miss, your focused attack leaves someone in grave danger.
Yeah.
Focused attack brings some.
Oh, you know what? The Legacy has the one I'm thinking of, Connor. Never mind. They're basically the same. But
okay, so okay. Oh, this is difficult.
No, this one doesn't work. It says when you directly engage a threat by heading. That's not what he's doing. He's rolling. A different move.
You're fighting in combat.
Well, yeah, but to be fair, that's also
directly engage a threat.
That's also what little. Well, I mean, so directly engage a threat is a move, but
is a move.
The reason I'm defending it is because mine also specifies that, and he let me use little space bandit in my first fight class. So,
you set a bad precedent.
I did set a bad precedent.
I mean, I think it's cool because I think it's fine that if you approach combat in a different way than headbutting things, it should be represented. I like that, and mine just has a specific narrative thing that didn't make sense this time.
All right, I'll go for it this time.
I'm gonna set up the narrative for why I'm going to attack recklessly.
But here's my question though: you have to mark a doom track for that, right?
Yeah,
that's true.
Is that a thing?
Punishment for using these,
right? Is that a thing that Bastion understands is happening? Because I don't think he would make that kind of sacrifice in a class.
I don't think he does.
Okay.
So basically,
as Jared does, but
yeah.
I don't think he does because I don't
know that there's a demonstrable.
No, I don't think
relationship,
there is.
right? Yeah. Well,
ultimately, he knows that if his powers get strong enough, that's the problem. So that's kind of where this is at. Is the more the stronger he gets, the more eventually his power has to be resolved. There has to be something that changes with his power in order for him to exist in this world unhindered.
That's fine. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And I mean, especially. I think that gives a good precedent for being used in class, actually, because that's kind of where he's growing, right?
Yeah.
At least part of it.
All right, Jared, go ahead and roll then. Roll plus Savior.
Well, he gets on to the stage, and then a little cloud of carbon surrounds him, and when it clears, he has a over the top anime villain mask and a black a flowing cape, and he's gonna take on the role of the villain. Very serious.
Nice.
He wants to engage this combat in a way that he won't necessarily win, but he wants those two to get the most out of the training as possible.
Oh, okay. So he's playing teacher. Yeah.
Yeah. All
right, sure.
He's just gonna fight them like a villain would.
Monologue over the fallen bodies of his opponent, so his other opponent can deck him.
so I guess if you miss, I'm gonna make something else happen, including the normal roll here, because you're using this special ability to roll plus Savior with it. With the consequence being someone gets put in danger. I'm gonna add that to the situation if you miss this roll.
That's part of the rule, dude.
And take a situational -1 as well.
Oh,
because that was for me too. It's because you're outnumbered.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay. How do I? So I just hit -1 in the situation.
I tried that too. I was a little worried it was going to do -2, -1, and then give me a plus something, but it didn't. It worked. So.
Hey, yeah. Okay, so
I'm gonna selfishly use a team.
Wait, you had a +1. Is that intentional?
He had a +2 to Savior.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Just check.
I have a freaking Savior, and I guess superior.
So it turned into a +1. Nice, good job.
Yeah. Okay. So how would you use team selfishly? And when time passes, it resets to 1.
Yeah.
Or I add 1 to the team pool or something like that.
This is in the past. So
it's at 1 already.
Well, I'm just gonna. I just won't do it. That's fine.
Okay, all right.
I don't want to abuse the rules. Hey, this is technically in the past, so back then we would have had a team, but I'm not using the sessions team.
No, I mean I'm fine with that because we're just dealing with. Well, I'm not going to reset the team pool. If you use it, it's gone.
Yeah,
but
I will say I don't know that it makes a lot of sense because the way you described yourself sounded the opposite.
Yeah, very
of that.
unselfishly. Yeah,
like you were almost gonna like let them quote unquote win. So I don't know that it makes sense to then like make them mad in defeating them somehow in like a really like you know what I mean.
And on a 10+, you ace the fight. On a 7 to 9, it's a close call. It would make sense if it's a close call.
Yeah, he basically just goes like full like anime villain and like monologues.
Does he monologue in Chinese?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
That's Japanese. I don't know Chinese.
Yeah.
So funny.
Close enough.
So then, so how Haunting Harmony and the Pocket Arsenal go about this is Willow, as Haunting Harmony's like ghost being, she takes the like full brunt of the fight. She's kind of like their front lineman, and Haunting Harmony kind of stays back. And Pocket Arsenal is he is trying to like absorb all of your attacks with the like portal opening. Mm-hmm. So he's like playing defense, and Willow is playing offense.
And I'm kind of like throwing in like openings that they can take, like, hey, let's take this opening and like hit me.
Sure, yeah. Like coaching them, like maybe like subtly, like with body language, like coaching them on like, hey, I'm open here, like come this way.
Yeah.
So like how do you eventually like win the fight? What does that look like?
I think Pocket Arsenal's pocket just gets like full.
So it actually can't.
That's not a thing that can't. Okay.
It actually cannot. It is literally like he can open it wrong.
Power in the universe.
He can open it wrong. And maybe like open the like make the opening too close to where all the carbon is. So maybe he does that, and then like just a bunch of carbon just like falls out.
Yeah.
He doesn't quite get the like
good thing. This guy is not the villain. Otherwise, he could just take all of the world's water.
Yep. There's some messed up powers, like Scab as well. Scab could just pull the blood out of someone's body.
If I steal his power, does everything just manifest around him?
No.
No, it would just be lost forever.
It's just in the dimension that he makes.
But if he makes a dimension and I steal his power, wouldn't the dimension fade?
He doesn't make the dimension. He makes a portal to the dimension.
You just said he made it, so that's right.
He makes a portal to the dimension.
Access to the dimension instead of him.
Okay, yeah.
Well, that's if you could use his power, but
yeah, that would be maybe someday down the road if I can figure out how to use people's power when I steal them.
Yeah. So I think he just can't
destroy the universe if everything materialized in one space.
Yeah, true. I guess that's fair. So good.
So
he's just been throwing trash in there for years, and right,
like soda cans.
And the first time Leftwing does this, he doesn't realize, and suddenly, like literally, like Washington D.C. just implodes because there's just trash flying everywhere, and
it looks like Wall-E all of a sudden.
Yeah. So Pocket Arsenals keep just like blocking the attacks and absorbing the blows, and eventually he like opens up the portal to protect Haunting Harmony. And just a bunch of carbon falls out instead, and you just like manipulate your carbon around it, and like take out Haunting Harmony, which takes out Willow, and then Pocket Arsenal's like, oh crap, and then you just like slam Pocket Arsenal to the wall with carbon as well, or something like that.
An attack comes up from like a carbon fist like comes out of the ground beneath him and like punches him in the chin.
Yeah. A nice little uppercut to finish the. Do you bow to them after the fight is done?
He's keeping up the villain thing.
Did you start monologuing and like evil laughing?
He like makes like a little like pillar that's like knee high and like puts his leg on it and just like laughs into the sky.
Nice. Yeah, so I think after the fight, Pocket Arsenal and Haunting Harmony come up to you and they're just like, hey, thanks, man. That was really helpful. I feel like I learned a lot in that session. And Haunting Harmony is like, yeah, me and Willow too. You were such a nice guy. I didn't even know.
He takes off the mask because he obviously can't be a nice guy when he has the mask. He does like the elbow class. Like, yeah, you guys did like really good. That was some good teamwork.
Yeah, I think they like they turn to each other and like give each other fist bumps, and they're like, "Yeah, woo!"
Just gotta watch where you're putting those portals so you don't crush. Do you have how much stuff do you have in there?
He's like, "Well, I haven't really like mapped it all out, but I mean, well, there's all my gadgets. There's the gadgets for Spinner. Sometimes I keep my laundry in there, but just for a little bit. I keep a lot of. I don't use banking anymore.
You got to keep all your gold hidden, or else the government's going to come for it.
Well, this isn't. Wait, what?
You got to hide all your gold so the government doesn't take it.
Yeah, he just seems like really confused about that.
So he's like, "We're the government, bro."
Yeah, yeah. Maybe he says that. He's like, "But wait, we're the government, though, aren't we?"
Oh yeah, that's a good point. So I can just take other people's gold.
No.
Bastian learned something sinister today.
This is in class, right? Am I nearby enough to say anything to have overheard this?
So like I put out all the fights happening at the same time.
Okay, they were. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought maybe they weren't because the teacher left, but okay. I had a funny line back to save for later.
Okay, yeah.
I'll just add it to my list.
Yeah, there you go. All right, do we cut your fight there then?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay, yeah.
Did we? I might have missed did we do demerit or merits or stars yet, or is that after?
We haven't. Nobody has rolled to get a gold star or demerit yet. Everybody's gone 7 to 9 so far.
Yeah, and a 7 to 9 you don't get either.
Gotcha.
So
middle of the road.
Relevant. So my question, Connor.
Basically, you meet the benchmark is what 7 to 9 is.
Don't excel.
Yeah.
When is this taking place in reference to last session's event?
Before your guys' first mission. So this is before you fought Wired and Arc.
Okay. All right.
Probably same day as the other class we did last episode with you guys with the EEE thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think so this would be Palladium, like slightly still like frazzled and tired from trying to put in extra hours with a girlfriend and making sure that like he's dealing with his social stuff and skipping out on classes.
Yeah.
And stuff. But yeah, this is like the first set of classes he's shown up for or whatever. Okay, yeah, so I'm fighting Polar Shield and Ice Blade.
Yep.
Nice. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna roll. I don't have any special tricks or whatever.
Roll at a -1. Situational -1 for being outnumbered.
Right. Okay, maybe I do want to figure out a trick. Technically, I have the same move that Jared has.
Yeah,
you do?
Yeah, do it.
That's the one that he proxied. You directly engage the brain. You directly engage that regard for your own safety. Honestly, I was kind of going to describe myself doing this. I wasn't really thinking about it, but my thought with this fight is neither of them have like energy really that I can absorb. Like they don't have powers that would give me electricity or anything like that. So I think I'm going to do a classic Palladium move and just let them punch me a bunch of times, right? Just like get beat up on purpose so that I can use kinetic energy stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
So if that's fine with you, I think what I'll do is I think we before the fight happens, we see Palladium off to the side while like everyone's getting set up and whatnot, texting his girlfriend. His helmet's off on like a bench, and he's like texting his girlfriend. And they've been like in the middle of I've been texting her in between classes and probably during classes, and like just generally like all the time, just trying to make up for we're having a long conversation about something. Yeah.
So if you are texting in class, I think Waitlist comes over and grabs your phone. And
so can you wait 1 second? My whole thought here was that I had been sneaking this, but
okay, sure.
But before this class starts, like before Waitlist would even have a reason to come over and snatch it from me, right?
Okay.
I specifically say we've been in the middle of a conversation, and then I look down and I look up and I'm like, I'm like, no, I actually do need to get my head in the game now. Like, I should put this down. And so I basically just say, like, she asks me, like, hey, you know, are you free sometime soon? And I say, actually, I'm busy with. I should probably tell her no. I'm trying to think, because I can't just keep saying, like, schoolwork. I'm doing schoolwork. Thank you so much.
I mean, you can. And Palladium doesn't sound like he's the greatest at hiding stuff like this.
Yes, but also
so you could just say schoolwork.
But if I keep saying schoolwork, then she might be like, I can help you with schoolwork here. I'll help you, right? Like, I don't want that to happen, right? So can I? I think I might say basically, like, hey, as part of like the program that the government is giving me, for you know, getting the private
history
school
and mythology class.
Well, no, like the like scholarship and like room and board and stuff like that the government gives me like, and I think she knows that my parents are dead, so she must know some aspect of like the fact that I got a grant, the government is paying for my education, that sort of stuff, right? So I would basically say something along the lines of, hey, if something came up, I'm gonna make sure that I make time for you, but this program is gonna require me to, like, I have a job now, basically, is what I'm trying to tell her.
Oh,
right? Like,
sure, you have an internship or something.
I have an internship, exactly. So that's something
like Peter
I'm
Parker,
telling her.
You've got like a research internship.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think I'd probably describe it less as like I'm not doing a history and mythology internship with whatever. I'm basically saying, like, I am like I guess
maybe you're just a tutor.
Research. No, actually, research assistant probably does make the most sense. I was just trying to think of, like, what would be the closest to what I actually do that I could tell her, but I don't know if there is something.
No, nothing close to. I mean, like a sport would be like the closest thing that you do, or like a deputy.
No, yeah.
Well, that's really sus.
Okay, so I'll keep going with the same lie, I guess, and I'll just basically be like, you know, I have to do a bunch of research assistant like work now for my professor, or you know what, I won't say it's the same history mythology teacher we know about from the same school together. I'll be like, I'm like being a research assistant for a professor at a university here in DC, as part of like an extra credit thing that I'm required to do because of the like scholarship and whatnot that I'm part of, right? Yeah. So and I've explained some of this beforehand, but basically I'm like, hey, gotta do my internship, basically. Like, I love you, but I gotta focus now, basically, is what I text her. And then I like put the phone away, and we see me like, okay, not John, you're Palladium. It's time to be Palladium. And then helmet. I
mean, you don't have to say the line every time. I mean, it's fine if you do, but you don't have to, like, I mean,
I have to say the line.
Yeah, okay. I was just saying, like, I think you're affirming your identity enough with like the cool, like, putting away my girlfriend, putting on your helmet thing.
Yeah, that was my intention. Yeah, because I'm switching my mundane savior with my savior. So, which is good because my savior right now is a -1. So.
Yep. But now your mundane's a -1.
It's fine. I'll just be a jerk, I guess.
Why not to be a jerk?
Okay, so I'm doing the same thing that Jared was doing, or at least the same move. And yeah, the goal is Palladium is getting his head in the game and
purposefully putting himself in harm's way in order to get the edge in the fight.
you know what, maybe I was pretty. This is probably after our economics class, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think like people have noticed that I'm like a little frazzled and I like said something dumb. And so I think I'm going to play into that. Like inwardly I'm focused, but like, I think I'm going to pretend a little bit here that I'm like still like bumbling and kind of tired and unfocused. And I'm going to let them hit me a bunch of times. Right.
Sure.
But in reality, I'm just charging them.
Sure. Yep. Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll.
And then I get the -1.
Yep. But still you're.
Yep.
Is saver +2 or +3? Has it gone down?
+3 now. Yeah.
Hey, there you go. Full hit.
Yeah. Way to go.
So
I'm glad when I describe something cool and then it
yeah, you ace the fight, whatever that might look like. So the fight with Polar Shield and Ice Blade, it's also similar to what Haunting Harmony and Pocket Arsenal was. Is Ice Blade is like dancing around and just hitting his well like you know like in like a
I know
like fancy footwork is okay. So he like is just using his classic, like he's using his like circular gadget thing and just hitting it back and forth, and it's just bouncing off of walls and coming at you, and since you're purposely trying to get it to hit you, it's hitting you from all sorts of weird angles. And for some of the hits, like you do not see some of these hits coming. You're like, how did that? Like,
yeah, what angle did he? Yeah,
yeah. And if you're doing any sort of offense whatsoever, Polar Shield is the shield for Ice Blade. She's pulling herself towards Ice Blade and
getting in
this
the way.
Is so Polar Shield's mentor is Trigger. So this is so she's really good at this. This is what they do. And Trigger can fly too. So Trigger's just in the air, and Polar Shield just like pulls herself towards him and like blocks like bullets and stuff for him. So this is like a phalanx. Phalanx.
But he can fly?
Yeah.
Trigger.
Yeah, with propulsion. He uses his fingers to like flicks.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought we were still talking about Trick
Ice
Shot.
Blade. No.
Ice Blade. Yeah, that's what, sorry. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Trick
talking
Shot
about Trigger.
Trick Shot.
And I was like,
yeah.
When could he fly? Yeah, okay.
Trick Shot would probably be a less misleading name for Ice Blade. But
isn't there already a guy who, like a shooting guy?
Trigger.
Yeah, that's who
we were just talking about.
Yeah. Trigger's the guy that has the
most creative, so it makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. See, when you said fingers, I started thinking of the other guy who uses his fingers to fly.
5-finger fillet.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
I'm getting lost in the sauce. Sorry.
Yeah.
Been too long.
There's a lot of characters.
Yeah.
A lot of
I love it, but when we go for a little while without it, I forget the names, and then I'm like, but there's more than one finger guy.
Yeah.
Connor, you're doing it wrong. There can only be one finger guy.
That's right. And there can only be one redhead. I'm breaking all the rules, you guys. So Polar Shield's just like playing defense. And I think at a certain point, Ice Blade like tells Polar Shield like they can see that they're winning. And Ice Blade's like, all right, quit playing defense. Let's finish this guy off. And she just like runs at you with her shield instead. She's basically just gonna like pile drive you over.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of how I actually win. Because obviously I like use the kinetic energy that they've been. Yeah,
I mean, you ace the fight, so you can just be like, I unleash my kinetic energy, and they fly into the wall, and the fight's over.
That's kind of boring, though, right? Like I want it to be a cool moment in which like I actually get to unleash it. So I was imagining one detail to add is I was imagining when Polar Shield is like swinging and going in the way. When I do like because I'm taking shots, right? I'm trying to look like I'm actually trying, so I'm like taking swings. But I think whenever Polar Shield gets in the way, I kind of intentionally like launch myself into the shield on purpose, right? Like as if I'm like just like right. Yeah, I make it look like I'm like she got like I was about to go forward and she just like got right in the way. But really, I'm kind of like launching at it. And I think let's try it like this. So Polar Shield, you describe Polar Shield as like charging forward.
Yep.
And she's gonna like hit me with the shield at that point.
Yep.
So maybe I'm off balance. I'm like breathing heavy. I'm like trying to get like my arms back up. And Polar Shield's like, okay, easy target. Rushes at me, and then she's about to hit me. And you can tell at this point my armor is glowing real purple, right? And it's like it's been like growing more and more powerful of a glow. And then Polar Shield comes forward, and then my arm whips up, and I grab the shield. And like we see a little puff of purple, like as I like negate her kinetic movement by using my own, right? Like, and she just like stops in her tracks like really quickly, and I like slowly like look.
Well, she doesn't pull herself towards you because
no, I know. But you were saying she was like charging with her shield, right? Yeah. So I basically she's charging me, and
you stop her with a kinetic infused like arm.
Like I grab the top of her shield as she's about to hit me in the face with it, right? and we see a puff of purple energy like go out of my armor as I like use it to like steady myself and make sure that she like her kinetic energy it just gets negated. And all she sees is my head's my eyes slowly like go above her shield as I push her shield down, right? We get that shot from her like shoulder, and I say, "Thanks." And just like I pushed her shield.
You push her shield away and you kinetic blast her into Iceblade. Maybe. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah. She like she's looking at me like wide eyes as I like push the shield down with like you could see like purple veins in the armor just like pulsing, and I'm like push her out of the way and then wait, and then Iceblade's like like he tries to get in position to do something, and as soon as he lines like maybe he's going off to the side behind her to like get into position to my left, and as soon as he crosses like perpendicular or perpendicular.
Well, so like this is geometry, guys. We definitely doesn't line it up for you.
No. I'm saying as he moves from one side of the little training area to the other, as soon as he accidentally like intercepts, like as soon as they line up for just a singular moment, like he's going fast.
Well, yeah. I think it might. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, whatever.
No, it's fine. It's fine if he wouldn't do that. Like obviously, I have to use kinetic energy somewhere here, but
so my thought is your kinetic energy is just too fast for him to get out of the way. But he literally like he can see like the geometrical lines like in
that's his
mind.
Whole power. Yeah.
His power is he sees through stuff, right? So
sure.
He wouldn't purposefully like.
No, you're right.
He'd see that red line and be like, "Don't cross this red line."
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, I don't want to make him seem like he's not using his power smartly. I mean,
all you have to do is just move her and then just be like, boom. You know what I mean? Like you just you line up your shot. Like he's been doing all these cool trick shots, and then you're like, my turn.
Okay. So this is what we just.
Rude.
This is what I described then. So I do that. Like I push the shield down, and at that point, like I think maybe he has like ice hockey pucks or whatever. What is it? He has a gadget. What's?
Yeah, it's like it's his token. You can't see it in his token, but you can see it in his.
Does it look like a hockey puck?
Yeah, well, kind of. It looks like a little bit of like a UFO almost.
It's little disc. Yeah,
little disc.
Yeah. So I think we see like it just recently hit me and bounced off a wall and then is bouncing back to him. And so when I do this, he hasn't yet like glanced over to me. He's just assuming Polar Shield has knocked me over, and he's
lining up his next attack.
Yeah, exactly. He grabs the disc and is lining up his next shot, and I just bodily grab Polar Shield with my other hand, like I grab her side and then have her shield, and I just like yank her over to be in line with him. And then I think what I do is I my legs just kick her.
Yeah, do the connect. Okay, yeah.
Like a drop kick, like
a killer.
Well, I was thinking you were going to jump, like use your your feet, kinetic energy, your own feet, and then just like shove, like ram Polar Shield as your shield into Iceblade.
No, I think it's cooler if like I drop kick her and she just like flies into him.
Yeah.
And it looks like my spine. It's huge.
Well, so obviously
like
she's
purple energy just bursts from
obviously it's you ace the fight, so it's just enough damage, right? So that she is out of the fight, but not actually seriously.
Like I haven't gotten a hit on him the whole time, so it's like it's It's not that they're like already beaten up and I like trash them. It's just that I do one decisive hit and they crash into each other and they're both just like out.
Yep. And to be fair, out of everybody here, except for maybe Soul Impact, these are the two most physically fit individuals.
Okay.
They're the ones that are the most active and durable and strong.
Sure.
So they're out of the fight, and I think
I think I say as they crash into each other, I get straighten up. I'm like much more focused than I ever let on, and I basically just say one of these days people are going to stop punching me. They're going to learn.
Well, I think maybe Weightless is like close to your fight, like where he is on the map.
Yeah.
So let's say he's over here or whatever. And Yeah, I think he looks to you and he says, I don't think it's going to happen.
I know, but and I appreciate that. It's going to work out pretty well.
I think the thing you need to be hoping for is that people stop finding, or nobody finds a different way to hurt you.
Yeah. And that probably foreshadows the whole like the wired ripping off my gauntlet. Right.
But you have like a Doomseer moment. Wow, why did I see the future there?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so with that, we'll wrap up the class, and I think at towards the end of the fight, or after everything's wrapped up, Weightless says, "One merit to Palladium. You aced your fight."
Yeah, I look over towards Iceblade and Polar Shield, and basically, like, I give him like a respectful nod, like, good fighting, basically.
Polar Shield nods back to you, and Iceblade just like folds his arms.
Yeah.
And grunts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think the other fights that happen kind of the same time as you is Thunder versus Shorty and DJ, and their fight is a pretty close call. Thunder's very hesitant to use her powers like normal, but does end up getting the edge towards the end of it. Quantum Quill versus Reflection and Soul Impact, and I think Soul Impact and Reflection. I don't know. I don't know who. I think their match is a tie. I think their match is the last one going on, and Soul Impact and Quantum Kill, neither of them get the better of each other. But Reflection's out of the fight pretty fast. And then for Mist, she's versus Flutter and Fuego. And that Fuego just like can't fight Mist. He punches through her a ton. And also Mist just like separates her body and just like bends around him, and eventually Fuego just loses steam and Mist wins the fight.
See what you did there.
Why do you see it's not? The
only thing I've seen of her fight so far was that I can't remember his name. Hockey guy put his puck through her head a few times and like put her out of a fight instantly. So I was like, Fuego's just gonna go over and punch her into giblets of water and she'll be good, like gone. But I guess not.
Nope.
Okay.
So I think anybody that like has been paying any sort of attention to Mist is starting to realize that she has a form of invincibility in being water. She just like she doesn't have any organs for people to hurt or
that's why I was confused when it worked for him to shoot his little puck through her head.
So she called the fight. She just said, "I'm done. I want to be done." That's that
described it as hurting, didn't you?
Okay. Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it definitely hurts.
Oh, okay.
Pain though, but doesn't damage in the same way.
I guess I just felt like a giant monkey man would be able to do more damage than a hockey puck, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So you say she's invincible. I hear she can be tortured forever, and eventually her mind will be so broken that she won't be able to do anything.
Also, I imagine she's expressly weak to ice and fire, so I wouldn't say invincible. But yeah,
a form of invincibility. So
sure, yeah.
Being punched,
she'll survive forever as a block of ice or as
or
steam.
A gaseous cloud.
Yeah, exactly. A gaseous cloud that can never reform, right?
Yeah.
Maybe she slowly condenses on someone's on the grass or something.
On someone's coffee mug.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Okay, so I think the closing thing that let me go back to my notes here. The closing thing that Weightless
Wait, sorry,
says,
did she win? Sorry.
Yeah, Miss wins her fight. Yeah. I'm sorry. Hold up a second. There we go. So the closing thing that Weightless says is he says, and I think you guys switch partners a lot, and so like you guys also have the chance to like be combos against somebody else that's individual. So we get some more fights after that too. But ultimately, Weightless says like, today's class should teach you how to work together in combos and to how to counter individuals and try to even out the fight, figure out ways to win even when you're outnumbered. Ultimately, I did this because you're bound to be outnumbered at some point. And when you're outnumbered and sure to lose, you find out what kind of hero you really are. Class dismissed. And as the class is like, as people are like, start talking and are like going back to the dorm room or whatever, Scab comes in and he's like, wait, guys, fill out your equipment for submission forms. But before you go, everybody, wait.
Submission forms?
Yeah. He's trying to make gadgets and like different tech and stuff for you guys. And so he's trying to get your guys' orders in. Before I hand him one,
and it just says a gun.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know. Yeah. He was a little weird about it. It's a joke, anyways. He still does it. I don't think I don't know if he actually wants a gun anymore. But.
Yeah. I think so he like hands you a submission form and you just write gun and hand it back, and he's like, well, no, that's not exactly what I was thinking. Do you write something else or like do anything different, or do you just like walk away?
What do you mean it's not what you were thinking? It's equipment.
Well, I was thinking like specialized. I don't think.
I mean, if you want to make the gun I'd like a trans-dimensional soul killing gun or something, then go for it. Just figured a 9mm would be cheaper. I don't know.
Well, it also provides a level of lethality that I'm not sure is currently legal for your position as a sidekick.
I suppose I could just shoot him in the leg.
Have you ever seen someone get shot in the leg before?
Yeah, I watch movies. I just told you that. Anyways, all right, fine. How about like
Scab is like inwardly shuddering at all of the like people he's had to heal from gunshot wounds that like almost died.
It's like, all right, how about like I don't know, like a metal stick? That better?
He's like, well, I'll work with that. Maybe I'll try and think of something a bit more creative. Maybe we'll talk next time. Maybe for next class, I'll have a prototype for you to use.
Okay.
Actually, you'll probably have one by tomorrow.
I changed my mind. Here's what I want. I want something you hold in your hand that tases you and can be activated remotely. That's a serious suggestion. Because then I can just give it to people, like teleport it into their hands and tase them.
He kind of like raises an eyebrow. He's like, actually, that's kind of clever.
Thanks. Yeah, I just thought of it. I don't.
He's like, yeah, I'll write that down. See what I can do for you. Cool, how about Palladium and Bastion? Equipment submission forms.
It's just a picture of a sword.
He just draw a picture.
Yeah, it's a little doodle of a sword.
He's like, so again with the lethality thing, I think you guys definitely had to have signed that waiver. Yeah, I'm not really sure I can give you just like mortally lethal weapons at this point in time. I
mean, the bad guys are going to have mortally lethal weapons. You got to be on the same.
What if it's not sharp?
Well, I'm not here to argue with you guys. I'm just saying what I can and can't do.
Yeah. What if it's not sharp? Like Palladium said, get him a blunt sword.
Yeah, I guess I'm not really sure what the point would be at that point.
It's still a metal stick.
No.
Well, I got two metal sticks. Okay.
I give him a look at it when he says, like, I'm not sure what the point would be, and I'm like, I suppose it wouldn't have a point.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, so
I understand that reference.
I kind of shrug, and I'm like, honestly, I pretty much got the equipment covered. Look down at my armor.
Yeah, I think he's like, yeah, I'd love to do some research on that sometime. Maybe we could get together and I could fiddle with your armor.
Yeah.
Maybe see how it works.
You know what would be cooler than you having armor? Everyone having armor. That would be dope.
You could reverse engineer it, and
I look really uncomfortable with that, and I'm like, I think that's probably something you're gonna have to run by Vulcan, and I think the answer's gonna be no.
Is that his armor?
Well, it's based on his like
it?
it's like his design. I feel like it would be like I think he has a copyright on it. Honestly,
Oh, so he's like Iron Man. He just doesn't give people suits because he doesn't want to, even though it'd like save everyone's life.
Well, like this is like a whole process to like bond with the armor. I don't know if it would work.
Oh yeah, it doesn't sound like
anyone.
it's worth saving someone's
if
life.
Everyone has a suit of armor. No one has a suit of armor.
Well, except the bad guys. Obviously, it'll sell them to the bad guys. That's the whole point.
Bastian, what's yours? If you don't have an idea, I have an idea for you. But
what's your idea?
Carbon fiber armor.
Well, I can make that on my own.
Yeah, but then you can
make it, but you could always just have it with you, right? Like,
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say some sort of like mechanism through which to have access to a bunch of carbon.
What you need is a pocket dimension.
I need a pocket arsenal.
Yeah.
You have a pocket, and in that pocket is pocket arsenal. You pull him out of your pocket, and then he pulls in his pocket, pulls out carbon.
I was gonna say, Connor, before we move past me, I would be fine with like going like meeting with Scab and having him see if he can help me figure out how to do cooler things with the armor. Sure. I just don't know if we're gonna be able to replicate it, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I make Caleb a carbon sword.
Oh, sure. Yeah, there you go.
He asked for a sword, and he said no, and I'm just like, oh, here you go.
Yeah, I think Scab is like, put that away. I don't think we're gonna do the sword thing.
That's awesome.
I don't think I'm doing his voice right. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, and I do like when Scab insists, I like give it back to Bastian. I'm like, I guess I kind of need to learn how to use a sword first anyway.
Yeah, probably take some sword classes first. Maybe that probably sounds like a good idea.
Sharp, it's just a bat. You just hit him with it.
And I run my finger along the blade. I'm like, still sharp.
You have a sword? I don't know that I knew you had a sword.
Bastion just gave me one.
He just made one out of carbon.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. I was laughing at this joke about how Eldritch monsters are mad. They're not scary anymore and they have fans. Sorry.
Okay, do we cut the scene there then?
I think so.
So like Caleb, you're so like what you guys actually write on the papers, Caleb, you write down like help with armor work. David writes down remote taser, and Jared carbon fiber armor or like carbon replicator.
I just put I need carbon.
I need carbon. Okay, yeah.
You know what? You know what would probably actually along Jared's line, what would actually be helpful is something like I know we did this for like a character in Power way back when, but like having like some car batteries that you can like
you also need a self taser.
Yeah,
that's what I thought you were gonna say is like a battery pack,
arc generator,
like
thing in your
a battery pack that you can like put on your armor and just absorb it.
Yeah.
What you need is a jackhammer that you strap to your own back.
Yeah, that's actually kind of a cool idea. It doesn't even need to be that hard, right? Like, it can be like a passive thing where like it's just a little boop 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 at the back of my armor constantly, and just slowly builds up kinetic energy.
Have little wind turbines coming out of your shoulders to collect off.
Yeah, so I think the electrical one. He says the electrical one would be the easiest. I could probably have that done by tomorrow. I'll get to work on these right
away. Obviously, the final goal for Playden would be to have a mini nuclear reactor in his armor.
Okay.
Give him all the power he'd ever need.
Yeah,
literally be Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we cut from there, and we get back to present day, and we're gonna get a little bit of a sequence. I'm gonna jump to each character first before we kind of dive into any one scene.
Sure.
But as we cut to black and open up, we get the song "I'm Blue" that starts to play, and we see Leftwing being transported digitally to this is the story about a little blue guy lives in a blue world, and we just see like these like blue tech world as a representation of your like transferred via data, and you see like all these other villains that are transferred with you too. And I think Sleeves and like a little like digi version of Sleeves like turns and looks at you and like pushes you away. Like, what the heck? How did you like, what's going on? And you get transferred Let me see if I can actually drag this time and it'll actually work. There we go. That's kind of finicky. Yeah, you get transported into like this big like cave layer, basically. And a couple of notes about a couple of notes about the room is all this like rock over here. And then like it's like up against like the walls and stuff too. This there's just like a bunch of like wires and cables that are like covering the walls. And then like these like there's like some like different wires on the floor and stuff too. There's like some training dummies over here and various machines, just a whole bunch of like
these aren't actually power
that's like
mechs?
filled in the room. No, they're like training dummies.
That was how I was going to get out. All right, well, new plan.
Yep. And
I see. Sorry, I just wanted to point out. I see Shatter here, but from this height of her from her token, I thought it was like a Spider Woman, and I was like, I hate this. This is the worst. And then I was like, oh wait, no, never mind. That's the glass lady. Okay.
Yeah. So obviously you recognize Amped, Soda Pop, and Rockfist. Everybody else is a new face to you, except for Shatter. You also recognize Shatter. Yeah. Actually, no, you don't recognize Shatter. You've never seen Shatter look like this before.
Yeah, I was going to say it is a new face to him because he's never seen this face.
Was when she was made of sand.
Yeah.
The last time you saw her, Dragon obliterated her into glass.
But I didn't see what she looked like after she was obliterated into glass.
Nope. You guys thought she was dead.
Oh, okay.
He burned.
Do I still think she's dead?
That's up to you. If it seems weird that you'd think she's dead, that's fine. Well, but she's been off the radar since that happened. Yeah, she hasn't.
Was there news coverage? Since. No, but I mean, like, were they like, oh, there was a fight and this happened? Or was
they probably just said
under wraps.
In terms of like Shatter, like what happened when she was sand, it probably wasn't reported on. Like honestly, because
and I probably wasn't like looking.
It was like a big bomb threat, and it was all handled privately.
So yeah, he probably thinks she's dead.
Yep. But yeah, and so then like everybody in this room like looks about your age to you, except for this old guy in the front here. He's the last person that comes out of the the data cable, probably like from the ceiling, drops out after you and Sleeves do. And he's like he looks like he has wires under his skin. His like skin, there's like wires that are like faintly glowing blue.
I hate that.
He kind of looks like a cyborg, but like less like there's mechanical parts on him and more like
he is mechanical.
Yeah,
sort of.
Yeah, he's
biomechanical.
He's got like these. Let me pull up his. Let me show him directly because. Oh wait, hold up. Which one is it?
Every time you say rock fist, I think of throw up your rock fist.
Yeah.
That's what I think of every time.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so
that's pretty cool.
He's got a lot of like tech like inlaid in his body, and his eyes are kind of like a tech blue.
So it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's spooky. It's kind of supposed to. He's
I know the idea of having wires under my skin is really just unnerving for some reason.
Yeah. And we get like a full body shot of him where like we like start at his feet and like go up to like this menacing guy as he like stands up. And that's when the chorus of blue hits. And then we cut over to Bastion with what's her name? Quantum Quill, where Bastion had just bludgeoned Arc. And Bastion, you said that you were going to take Quantum Quill to the hospital.
To like whatever. I mean, I'm not I assume we have like a base camp or something set up, right? Or
a base camp,
or like a meetup.
We have your secret hideout room, remember?
Well, so you could like go back to the facility, bring her to Scab.
Yeah,
you could go back to like school.
Yeah, or would Scab not? I don't like.
So like
Scab, forgetting the mechanism through which we got here.
So you were sent from school on this mission, and all of this that happened is actually pretty close to school. But she was electrocuted. She didn't lose any blood. So Scab's healing process is more focused on like the blood, like replicating blood, helping the circulation speed up to like repair cells and stuff faster. But he would, if you brought her to Scab, which that would be fine. It probably makes perfect sense that you do that. He would probably also say she should probably see a doctor. But whatever scene you want to have is fine. If you'd rather bring her to the hospital or rather bring her to Scab, whatever's more interesting to you. I think both are logical answers.
Probably just whichever is closer.
That would be Scab. Okay. Unless, or you could give her to the ambulance that's likely showing up now.
Yeah.
Either way. Just ambulance.
Yeah. I mean, either way, we gotta like get there.
Yeah. So, so maybe you like scoop her up and you're like carrying her there.
Yeah.
So, as you're carrying her, Dragon shows up. And he lands next to Ark, and I think some like cops are like, actually, you said you put him in a carbon cage, right? So the cops are probably like, hey, like, can you like let him out? And they like put handcuffs on him, and they probably give him like the power suppression syringe and like load him into like this armored car. And Dragon shows up in front of you, Bastian, and says, "Are you hurt?"
No, but they're attacking the school. Why are you here? Go to the school.
So it was the hero headquarters. Yeah. He says, I just returned from a mission. I was told that the hero headquarters is already secure.
Oh. Sorry to say.
The prisoners already escaped.
Palladium, left wing?
I don't know.
I just sigh, and then it's like I've got to get her to the help.
He nods, and he walks over to where Ark is, and he takes a long look at him and kind of like sees that his face is pretty beat up, and kind of like does like a glance back at Bastian, and then says, I'd like to accompany him to the facility, make sure that he is guarded. And the cops all just are like, sure, whatever, Dragon, whatever you say. And he like hops in the back of the armored car and drives off. No, they don't do that, but they want to though. Then we, I think we cut from there, go to Palladium. Palladium's like leaning over the open vent and is like, left wing. As you're trying to like still figure out what's going on, Marty runs into the room, probably like with his gun drawn, and he's like, Palladium, is the room secure? Where's left wing?
He gets it.
I think so, but only because they left. I don't really understand what happened. He was here and then he wasn't. Oh wait, we have Jumpstart, don't we?
Yeah. Jumpstart's on
he's unconscious,
on the ground
right?
there.
Yeah, he's on the. Okay, as long as he's unconscious. I point to him. I'm like, we need to get him secure. But I think they took left wing.
They took him to what? Took him where?
How did he switched places with Jumpstart and then they vanished? I don't know.
Vanished where? I don't understand. I don't know what you mean. They like teleported.
What did it look like to me again?
They just fell into this vent. So there was like a panel on the ground, and it's open, and they just fell into it. So where they were underneath the floor, and you just didn't see anything.
Right, but there's not. It doesn't look like there's even room under there for.
There must have been cables under it, right?
There was cables. Yeah, there were cables under the.
Yeah, I'm just like there. I don't know. They must just they must have some sort of power. I guess that's how they escaped. Maybe he can go into the wires. I don't think that's a far-fetched thing to assume. Yeah, like is it? I don't know. Wired's twin brother, they're triplets.
As soon as you say that, the power in the entire facility just turns off. Just in complete darkness. And then like maybe like an emergency backup generator does like this like weird like red lighting or something like that.
I was like, we're probably stuck in this room if that doesn't happen. So
yeah. I think Marty is like, oh boy. Okay. This is bad, really bad.
I lean down and I put Jumpstart over my shoulders with my armor and stuff.
He's like, yep, let's get him back to a cell.
No.
it's soon, and he leads you to a cell, and like he's like, yeah, just throw him in that one, and like closes the door, and he's like, all right. I think the whole time he's like on calls with different people, right? Yep. And
I say, Marty, is the emergency generator going to be able to keep this up? As in, like, is he in any danger of escaping if we have another power failure?
I don't think so. And even if he was, he doesn't look too hot.
I nod. Okay, well, we need to figure out where left wing went.
Let's meet up back at the school.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember like what other heroes I saw in the room. Was it just the guy who, like the wire guy?
You did not see the wire guy. It was just Sleeves.
Just Sleeves. Okay, that's the only other villain I saw. Yep. Okay, yeah. So I say, Sleeves went with them. Do we know if he has any other connection to?
Connection.
Yeah. Do we know if he has any connection to any other villain group? That would probably be our first place to look.
Yeah, he says, I'll look into it. Regroup with Team 1. Make sure that everybody's safe and accounted for.
Of course. Yeah, so I head off to do that.
Yeah, I think as soon as you like leave the room, like we just get a shot of like Marty just like sighing, like, oh boy, I got my work cut out for me today. And then we cut to I think we'll go backwards, back to Bastian and Quantum Quill. I think Bastian, you like hand her off to like some like nurse or something, or like some ER tech, I assume. And as you do that, Quantum Quill's like whispers something. You can't hear what it is.
I like lean closer.
Yeah, she's like, I saw. But she's like obviously like out of it.
Snap out of it, woman. Wake up.
What did you see?
Don't go towards the light if you're seeing the light.
See from her perspective, and you're glowing, and there's like this weird, like smeary halo around you, and
no.
Dang
it. Do you say anything to that, Bastian, or?
You said don't go towards the light, but
oh, did you say that? You say don't go towards the light?
Yeah.
She rolls her eyes, and it's just like, I saw you punch that guy. But I think she's whispering quiet enough that the ER tech like aren't listening. But
well, yeah, he was a villain. That's how you beat villains. You punch them.
Yeah, I think she's like quite disturbed at that. And then just says, Flutter, can you have Flutter meet me at the hospital? I don't want to be near you right now.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez.
Yeah, saved her life.
Ungrateful.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. Then he just walks away.
Yeah. Do you go back to the facility then, like the school facility?
Yeah, he'll grab Flutter and just do like a once over, make sure everyone's here. Are all the
Yeah, you go back to Team 1, and yeah, you pick up Thunder and Mist and are able to bring them back now that Wired has been secured. So you head back to the school facility then?
Yeah. Or well, the wherever Palladium and Leftwing.
Let's say Palladium says over the comms, like, meeting back at the school facility, Leftwing's gone, or something like that.
Don't say that. You'll think I'm dead.
He's been kidnapped or whatever. So let's just say you guys all eventually, because you could go to the facility and then Marnie's like, go that way, and then you go that way. But so we'll say you guys all meet up back at the school facility. But then from there, we're going to cut to Dragon in the like armored car with Ark. And let me pull this up. Sorry, I had a note about something here. I'll just go off script. So we see Dragon just kind of like sitting in there with Ark, and I think Ark like comes to, and he like looks over at Dragon, and his like eyes go wide. He's like, "Oh crap!" And he's like, "Where's my brother? What did you do with my brother?" And he's like trying to talk big, but he's like terrified of Dragon. And
didn't I say his brother was dead to like taunt him?
Yeah, you did.
You did, yeah. But he didn't believe you, but okay. he was mad about it. And or at least he has never gotten any proof for it. But Dragon says, "You know, I did ask for a sabbatical recently." And Ark's like, "The heck's wrong with you?" And he says, "Some very powerful villains are trying to go after my nephew and kill him, and capture him, take him back to their homeland. I have to stop them, no matter what it takes." And he's like, he's not looking at Ark, and then he like looks over at Ark, and he says, "No, actually, so he like wasn't looking at Ark that whole time, and then he just like locks eyes with him, and then we cut from like inside the vehicle, and we hear a gunshot go off from inside the van, and then we see like a couple of gunshots, and then we see like the car like break to a halt, and then we see like a flame blast from like inside the car, and like the doors like blast open, and then we just see Dragon like walk out of the armored van, and the like cops like get out and from the thing, and they like have their guns and like swing her over, and they're like, "Dragon, what happened?"
Cold, man.
And Dragon's like, "He tried to escape. He had a gun on him. Next time, look closer." And then just like flies away.
What a cool guy.
Sick, dude.
Dude, he is so based.
I don't know. What do you think you saw? You didn't see anything happen.
He just took a gun and shot the wall behind him and roasted.
I don't know what you're talking about. That didn't happen. Okay, so then we'll cut back to Left Wing. We'll get a longer scene here. Let's introduce some characters.
Well, the first thing that happens is the first thing that was going to happen before I knew that, because I didn't know I was going to be teleported. Yeah, and I elbow the tattoo guy in the face. As soon as we pop out, I'm like mid going to hit him. And then,
yeah. I think you land the blow, and I think maybe
I turn around and I'm like, "Oh, son of."
Yeah. So I think maybe everybody in the room like it gets tense except for King, and he just like puts up a hand and he says, "Both of you are our guests. There will be no violence here."
Yeah, Left Wing is halfway ready to teleport somewhere. He's like,
yeah, he's like looking around, and King says, "There's nowhere to escape, Left Wing. It doesn't matter how fast you teleport. Right here. I'm faster. I'd ask that you hear me out and listen. Because of you, we were unable to free Jumpstart. An unfortunate turn of events. But I've had my eye on you for quite some time."
Yeah, that doesn't really make me feel better.
"I'd like to offer you a place in our gang."
Yeah, I got a gang already. Thanks, though.
And I think Sleeves like gets up from the ground, like wipes his nose, and he's like, "There's only room in this gang for one of us."
Great, you can have it.
Yeah.
I thought you were. Oh no, never mind. I saw him escape. Yeah.
I think King kind of turns to maybe like Soda Pop here, kind of steps up to King, and he turns to Soda Pop and says, "Was anybody killed?" And Soda Pop shakes her head and says, "No. Everything went according to plan. No one was killed." And Shatter and Plasma Bane have just like these like piles of like tech equipment, and they like go and carry them off into like this one's Plasma Bane right here. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna use name. I'm just gonna list off names real quick, just so I can use them without
Can you pop their token up so we can see them? The tokens are really small.
Yeah. So this is Plasma Bane.
Dope. Okay.
And this is Shatter, who you currently don't remember, but they like go and carry off some tech equipment and like maybe put in this like back of this car or something here. Yeah. And or maybe it's just some crates. It's not a car. And King turns and looks and he says, "And we got the equipment too. Good." And then he turns back to you, Leftwing, and I know that you aren't eager to stay yet, but in our gang, you get the one thing that I know you crave more than anything. And that's freedom. True unadulterated freedom.
Yeah.
You won't get... how does he phrase it? He says, there are a couple of rules that you follow under my leadership here. But the goal is for me to pass down the crown, so to speak. I want you to stay for one day, at least until your friends come to rescue you, and then you can go back with them if you haven't decided to stay before then. I'll let you leave, but you have to hear me out first.
I want to look at his power. Is it a full body power?
It's kind of like I think it's a full body power as best as you can tell. Like for instance, Shatter, hers seems to be a stronger full body power. It's like like her Power is kind of like in every piece of glass, so to speak. Whereas King's is more like just a very large one around his body, and more centered in his torso.
Interesting. Okay, so it'd probably be too heavy for me to take, is what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You can always roll for it, but it'd probably end up being more like what happened with Mist.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, I guess he just kind of looks around and like, well,
yeah, go ahead.
I guess I don't have much choice. But first, answer a question for me, I guess, while we're doing this. Was that you on the? It must have been, right? That was a distraction for the jailbreak. It was you on the street, Cables and Sparkman.
Yeah, I think Rockfist laughs at that. He kind of has like a dumb humor. He chuckles at that. He thinks that's funny. And King says, "Do you mean Wired and Ark?"
Sure. I mean, I didn't stop to ask them their names while they were trying to murder people and blow up the city.
Of course they did. I explicitly told them no killing was allowed. Clearly they didn't want to be a part of our gang in the first place. They were just using us to some means to an end.
But it sounds like you were using them as a means to the end. They were your... I heard them say something about the jailbreak, right? I feel like I pulled that out of in-character knowledge, I think. Okay.
Yeah, you would have heard that at least over the comms with Bastion.
Just making sure. Yeah, it sounds like you were using them.
It was their trial. Initiation, so to speak. They failed. They refused to follow one of our core tenets as a gang.
Which is?
We don't kill.
I look over at Soda Pop and Rockfist and the other guy, and I'm like, didn't you throw in a giant cloud of acid at us? Pretty sure I only survived that because, my friends are really cool.
I think King says, well, you don't expect them to stand by idly as they're trying to defend an innocent person, do you?
If you mean when they jumped us, then no, yeah, I don't think so.
And I think King turns and looks at Soda Pop, Amped, and Rockfist, and Amped says, "You jumped us.
No,
you kidnapped Jumpstart.
I appeared in the room. and you very quickly decided to punch my face in. Fortunately, I was faster than you.
I think Rockfist just like grunts and shakes his head, and he says, "You're so brainwashed." And Soda Pop turns to King and just says, "You didn't tell him about Jumpstart?" Well, no, she wouldn't say that. She just turns and says, "He doesn't know about Jumpstart."
I know about Jumpstart. He buffs other people's powers, which is why I made sure you guys didn't free him. That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, I think King just says, "Give me a day to change your mind." And Shatter, she kind of makes her way around, and
I don't recognize her face, right? Either like the structure of her face. Yeah, I didn't think so.
She walks around to like past Sleeves and just ignores him. But Sleeves is like, "Holy crap, what is that thing?" And
does she actually look like that picture? Because she's pretty in the picture.
So,
but I don't know.
Let me give let me pop her up again. So like, she is just a bunch of shards of glass that she has forced together. That's pretty terrifying. But like as she moves, like the glass has to like break and chink in order for it to like mimic joints and stuff. So as she walks, it kind of sounds like a mechanical spider, right? It's like as she moves, as all the glass is like breaking and then like reforming. And like terrible. Even as she talks, there's like a grating of glass as she speaks, and she says, "It's good to see you again, Lefty."
I definitely don't know you.
Yeah. Connor, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but I am curious just as a player. Does this hurt her every time she has to break her own glass?
I didn't think about it, so I'll leave that up to your imagination.
Can she manipulate the glass in any way?
Yes.
Then probably not. She's probably using her power to manipulate her into joints and not like literally breaking.
I could just imagine that like it has to break every time and then reform, and it hurts her every time, and it just drives her mad, right? That could be terrible.
Maybe, that could be if I'm not going to confirm or deny, just because I maybe will
decide later.
Maybe
free idea, Connor.
The implications of that, definitely
sounds terrible.
So she says, it's good to see you again. And you already responded. You said, "I do not remember you." She says, "You knew me as the sand version of me before Dragon incinerated me." And right away, King is like puts out his hand and says, "Shatter, know your place." And she like walks around you to like behind you and says,
"You survived that?"
Yeah. She says, "Oh, but King, I thought you promised me freedom. I'd like a taste of that royal inheritance."
I'm going to try and steal as much of her power as I can. I know it's a full body power, but I know I can like weaken it.
Yeah, you do.
I'm like, nah. Whatever I can do.
Yeah, you just do it and just kind of slow her down a little bit, but even then, you feel like she just like is way more in control of her power than Mist was. Yeah, and it doesn't seem to even affect her. Like you don't notice that you did anything.
Sure. So I stop as soon as I'm like, "Oh, okay, I can't grab that one."
She just kind of like puts her hand like around from behind you and like cuts your cheek open with like her finger as she.
As soon as she reaches towards me, I switch with Sleeves.
Okay. Yeah. And I think Shatter probably stops herself and she's like, "Not you." And then like kind of does like the thing that Mist does where she like sinks down and then like reforms. She does that right like in front of you.
Oh gosh.
And she says, "You are much better."
Yeah, this is a problem. I say to King.
yeah. King just like steps forward and like puts a hand on the like obvious shards of glass and says to Shatter, "Maybe you should go take a break." And she says, "Time out. No fun." And then just like melts and down into glass shards and just like flies away into like one of these side rooms over here. She just like disappears into a door.
Okay. And I think I look at King. I'm like, "All right, if you want to talk, let's talk."
Yeah, he says, not right now. I have a meeting to attend to.
All right, I'll just go F myself.
He says, you guys know the plan. I'll be back soon. Make sure these two are good. If you have a problem, you know how to reach me. I don't want either of them in the same room as each other. At least until
that's probably a good plan.
Yeah, Sleeves like glares at you. And he says, if there's a no killing rule, I don't think I can join.
Yeah, I don't know that they made a lot of sense in picking you. I'm going to be honest, bud.
So as you're saying that, a new challenger arises.
Oh, great. He's huge.
Yeah, let me shrink him down. He comes out from
Keanu Reeves in a mask. You can't. He's so tiny.
Let me.
Oh, thanks.
Bring him up.
This guy comes out from under. A good guy. All right, cool.
Yeah. He comes out from one of these side rooms and says, "It's not a strict no killing rule. We're allowed to kill. We have an exception to the rule for cases of extreme or for cases of justified revenge. Isn't that right, King?" And,
that seems like a fair and equal system. That won't cause any problems.
And King like nods towards this new guy.
Yeah.
And he says, "Yes."
Great.
But he says, I'm the one that decides if it's just or not. And Sleeves, your quarrel with Leftwing. Currently, you both are offered invitations to the gang. I can't let you have any intention to kill him if you want to stay a part of this team. And Sleeves just like scoffs, and he's like, whatever. Lead me to my room, I guess. I want to be away from this guy.
I'd say check him for weapons, but they're all over him. So good luck.
Yeah. I think probably amped, and maybe this guy, Hourglass. I'll have it be this guy. This guy's the Be Our Guest guy. Hourglass here. He goes over and says, "Right this way, Sleeves. I shall show you to your quarters. By the way, my name is Hourglass. Pleased to have you as an addition to the team."
I don't know if your hips are wide enough for Hourglass.
Thanks. Yeah, it's just I knew this was going to be the scene. It's just Leftwing just making cracks about all these characters. Yeah. It's so good.
This is his self-defense mechanism. It's in full swing.
Yep. And so then this guy, he's not wearing this is not the right one. I didn't get to updating him, or at least not his token. That's okay, Gib.
Oh, it wasn't in the folder.
Yeah, it wasn't in the folder. I had forgotten which folder I put it in.
So
I
see. I'm seeing his character image. It is different.
Yeah. I'm trying to pull up his actual. Wonder if I can.
Cool.
No, it's not the right one.
It's all right. I can see him.
Yeah. Anyway. So he goes over to like
or his body.
Well, so he goes over to like all that tech that's that they like set down over here in this like container, and he pulls out like a bodysuit. That has like mechanical wings attached to it. And he's like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. He's like, a little paint job, and this will do nicely. And he like straps that on, and then he starts looking like his actual character token does.
Neat.
So I think Soda Pop is probably the one that comes over to you, Leftwing, and is like, yeah, I'll show you to your room.
All right. Sure.
And I think as you're walking, she just kind of says like, no hard feelings about before. I don't hold it against you.
All right. Sure.
I'm hoping that we can be friends.
All right.
I think
I gotta ask. Thanks. I gotta ask. So, I mean, I'm a little confused. I mean, maybe King can set this straight, but he's got more important things to do. So he said that you guys are all totally free and stuff, right? That's the jam?
More or less.
Right. Okay. Well, it's the less that I was worried about because, and I mean, I'm not planning on revenge killing anyone, so it's really not an issue. But like the weird cult god thing where he decides if someone's guilty or not, or if it can be revenge killed, isn't that like, I know I've only been here for like 20 seconds. That seems a little backwards. Like we get to the room, I assume.
Yeah. She says, we all put ourselves under King's leadership willingly. We trust his judgment. Can you say the same for who you work for?
I trust my own judgment.
That's what I thought.
I don't trust his judgment either. Sorry, what?
You can say that. That makes sense.
Okay,
yeah. She says, that's okay. Give him a day to prove it. I'm sure you'll join us after that. Nobody has ever turned down his invitation.
That doesn't make me feel better. Anyways, is my room an empty box with cables in it, or are there real rooms?
Yeah, maybe let me see. It's one of these rooms. Maybe maybe Sleeves gets put into, I don't know. Yeah, maybe Sleeves is in this room and you get this room, but maybe let's just pretend that they're the same size.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I think, she's
or I mean this kind of looks like a cell. But I don't think. I think they're trying to purposely not put you in a cell. But maybe they do.
There's a toilet in that one.
Yeah. Oh no, that's just an actual bathroom. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They just put you in these rooms, and maybe there's just like it's just an empty like storage room, and maybe there's like some junk outside of these rooms in classic teenager fashion. They like cleared out the rooms.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, whatever. Let's just throw this trash over here.
Yeah. So I'm going to say. By the way. The last time I saw Sleeves, he literally used his chest as a grenade to try and murder me. Look, I don't, whatever morals your guys' group espouses, he's not them. All right. He ain't it. And I'm not saying that because I want the spot. All right. Just that, he needs to go back into prison.
She kind of smiles at that and she says, maybe he will. We'll just have to wait and see. Right. Good to see you again. She kind of gives you like a sheepish smile.
Yeah,
like trying to make you feel welcome, but
yeah.
Kind of awkward.
How old is she?
She looks about your age.
And I'm what, 16?
I thought you were 17.
I don't know. Probably.
It doesn't matter.
How did you get here? Like I don't take this the wrong way. And maybe I'm. Do your parents know that you are here?
Let me think about this.
Sorry if I opened up a can of undecided facts here.
Well, yeah, it is, but that is fine. This is. I think this is interesting. I think she says, I'm an orphan. I never really knew my parents.
Oh.
They didn't want me.
Yeah, I was afraid I was going to step in that. Sorry. All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah.
She's like, it's okay. How else would you know? Unless you ask.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm fine with staying, and you can ask me more questions if you want. We just kind of have to stay in your room because, the rules.
Are there windows in the room?
No.
Well,
no. Yeah, maybe there should be. Yeah, maybe the front door is like a
literal
glass door. Because then also you can like see what they're doing and stuff like that. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. I might get murdered.
Yeah. And maybe like this is a TV and she was like dragging it into place over here so that you could like watch it through the glass.
Got the remote.
That's like something you can do. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still wearing a communicator, right?
No, as you got out, actually, that
no one's touched me
to do. Yeah, so you don't have your communicator anymore.
Okay.
that is something you notice.
Stole my tech while I was in his weird wire world.
Yep.
What a dweeb. That sucks. All right.
Don't steal his theme park idea.
Wire world. Oh, I don't know if I'd want to go there. That sounds.
When,
like
when the
flipping a
wires are
coin
under
on
his
what that's
skin,
about.
that sounds pretty terrifying.
Especially, yeah. I wonder if
wire world
can the wire guy manipulate him?
That is a great question.
That's my first question I'm going to ask him when I get to talk. I'll write that one down. Anyways,
do we maybe cut the scene there and like maybe sort of pop in Left Wing, just like start talking about life for a bit, and then we'll like cut back in with them later.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, whole bunch of people here. So let's get back over. So Palladium and Bastion, Thunder, Mist, and Quantum
Thunder
Quill.
Mist. Yeah, there's a good
Thunder Mist. Yeah, you guys all get back together, and I assume Palladium. You say, yeah, Left Wing. Just who knows? You just
that'd be an awesome combo. Mist surrounds someone, and then Thunder vibrates her so violently that they just turn into like giblets inside of her. I want to see it now.
Awful. That sounds awful. Talk about STDs, man.
She's liquid. She could any infected blood. She could just be like, bleh.
Yeah.
And what's an STD going to live on in her?
Yeah.
Do you think she grows mold? Just like shower often enough.
It would be mold. It would be like algae.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can we just cut to Palladium having explained what happened?
I think so. Yeah. Like okay. I think I've finished explaining to the team, and it's just Quantum Quill we don't have.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, she's like in the hospital.
Yeah.
So maybe
girl.
What's that?
The wind lady.
Oh yeah, you go and tell Flutter that where Quantum Quill is, and yeah, Flutter's like, oh no, what happened?
She got shocked.
Is she okay? Is she gonna live?
I believe so.
She like opens up a window, and then just like a gust of wind just like carries her out.
I can show you the world.
I love how Bastion's like, yeah, she's dying.
Yeah.
So depressed.
Suck.
I supposed to be sad because she told him she didn't want him to be around him, but I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
I finished describing what happened, and then I basically look at so it would be Bastion, Thunder, and Mist then.
Yep.
And I basically say, and I guess I'm just waiting for Marty to tell us if we have a lead.
Yeah, so I think as you say that, Marty walks in the room and he's like, all the computers at the headquarters facility is down. There's no way we can figure out where they went. The workers reported that there was some large amount of data that was transferred from the headquarters to some location, but before they could track it down, all the computers just went down.
You calling me fat?
And he says, we have no way to figure out where they are currently until those computers get fixed. Now, but once they do, we're going to figure out where he is, and we're going to send a team after him.
Yeah, remind me real quick. DJ, I know his power has to do with technology. What does he do again?
Technomancy. He can
control technology.
Yeah, he like communicates with it.
Okay, so that's what I say. I say, okay, Marty, let's find DJ. If anyone's going to get those computers back online, or at least be able to trace that data, it's him.
Yeah, I think he says. Yeah, we're already on getting a hold of him, but he's currently on a mission with the Moticons team, Team 3. He's not scheduled to be back for 2 days, or no, probably he's not scheduled to be back until tomorrow.
All right. And we don't have any other leads, and no one even saw. The thing that I keep coming back to is Sleeves. Who had connections with Sleeves?
I already looked into it. As far as we know, it's just normal criminal gangs, but no villains. No villains with superpowers that could vanish people in the blink of an eye.
Jumpstart was meeting with some villains. We didn't catch them. There's a big grot guy and then a soda girl. Do we know anything about them?
They've escaped.
And we don't have any records on them? don't you keep track of all the villains? What kind of threat are they? Like, how do we know?
Yeah, he says the only record that we have of them is your guys' interaction with them. We have no other information about who they are, where they've been. We don't even have a date of birth. As far as we know, they don't exist officially.
Well, then I'm at a loss. I mean, we need to go after Left Wing, but and every moment counts. But if we have nothing to go off of,
Jared, are you going to spend a Doom track on Portal? Solve this problem?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot he had that. That was literally me as a player being like, "What are we supposed to do?"
I was just waiting for Marty to leave.
Oh, you're waiting for Marty to leave?
Well, yeah, he can't know about my secret.
Secret lair.
About our secret base.
And he probably would, right? Like he, if I just were like, yeah, I guess we have to wait for like the info.
I'd be like,
DJ.
Palladium, I think we should just let Marty go find some leads. We're taking up his time.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, sorry, Marty. I guess you've already thought about all this.
Yeah, he just shakes his head and says, as soon as I know anything, you're the first people I'm going to tell. I'm going to make sure that when we set up a rescue mission to go and find him with whatever hero they decide to send, I'll make sure that you guys are on the team. I'll get you back with your team member.
Thanks.
Guys,
Dragon, he was with the electric guy. He's probably one of them, but if you might be able to question him.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Marty hesitates, and he's like, yeah, Dragon. Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Can I roll sus?
No, that is not a skill, but you could roll Pierce the Mask, or you could roll to provoke him.
I mean, I don't particularly care, but if Bastion wants to do it.
Pierce the Mask, yeah, -2, no thanks.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure with Pierce the Mask. I'm not really sure what you could like. I'm not really sure there's a role to like get something out of him without like saying something. Like I think it would definitely be like you're trying to provoke it out of provoke him to give you an answer. But yeah,
I have one in that. I guess I could try, but I don't want to lose some conditions before we go and fight supervillains.
Yeah. Okay. So Marty leaves the room. Probably. I think it's safe to assume he just doesn't want to burden you with another thing to think about. And this is like, yeah, whatever. So he leaves the room.
Yeah, I just seem generally frustrated and slightly depressed about it. Yeah. And just sit back down.
All right, let's go, Palladium.
Where?
So Thunder and Mist are in the room too. Do you just like pull Palladium out? Like, do you just whisper to Palladium and like leave the other two out of it, or?
I might try and like just do that stealth. I mean, quote unquote stealthily, but I don't think stealth is exactly my strong suit.
You're talking about like getting me out of the room without them noticing?
Yeah, I'm just like, let's go. Standing here is not gonna help.
Well, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna leave this room.
I say, I guess you're not making any sense.
Yeah, I think Thunder and Mist are both just like looking over at you two. And then as you guys like start walking out of the room,
they both get it before Palladium.
I think as you guys start walking out of the room, like they start like following behind, and then you guys like turn and look, and they're like,
I haven't looked. I haven't stood up yet. I don't know what Bastion's doing. Okay. I'm confused.
Yeah, he's trying to hint that we should like go just the two of us, but
right, and that would be fine.
You do.
That would be fine, except for the fact that I'm like, but we have no leads. Like, where are we going? Right? Like,
yeah, he's being super dense.
He's like doing the thing where like he looks at you and then he tilts his eyes to like the door.
But I don't think I'm being dense. Like, as far as I know,
you're right. I don't think you are being dense.
I have no clue.
Being bad at communicating as well. I think it's this is totally how this conversation would go. It's a combination of the two.
I don't think I'm that dense. It's like I really think that there's.
We're saying let's go, and you're like, why? Like I understand why you're saying that because
honestly, it doesn't seem to me that Bastion is trying to be like nudge, nudge, wink, wink. He was just saying like, we can't do anything here. Come with me, as if he has a plan.
Sure,
but,
yeah.
But I'm like, there is no plan. Like, tell me the plan. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. He's being difficult, not dense.
Yes, he's being, yeah.
All right.
So, sorry, what do you say then, Jared?
Well, Connor said that the other two were. Like,
well, yeah, but then
I described myself not following yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Like, let's go.
Okay. Sure, Bastion. I stand up slowly. I guess we'll catch up with you girls later. Bastion wants to talk to me about something, I guess.
Yeah. So that as you guys walk out of the room, as you guys start walking out of the room, they just like try and follow like a bit of the ways behind. And every time you turn around and look at them, they just pretend like they're not following.
Okay. Well, is it obvious? Or are they like, do I have to roll like?
Yeah, no, it's obvious. Yeah.
Okay. Like I walk up and like, okay.
For the same reason it's obvious what you're doing, it's obvious what they're doing.
You know what? It probably of the three of you, Palladium's probably the least likely to keep a secret, but you two keep a secret.
You would think so.
That's really funny. I think Thunder and Mist kind of look at each other and they do like the classic like, yeah, sure, why not?
Convincing.
That's not very convincing.
I think Thunder says, look, if you have a way for us to get our team member back, we're in this together.
Yeah, just
and
tell
Mist
us,
is like, yeah, what she said. He's our friend too.
Like I don't surprisingly generous.
I don't see a way to get to him right now. So if you have an idea, then please
shut up and follow me.
Do you lead them to the poster on the ground?
Put Palladium.
Close your eyes.
This is a secret.
Okay. A poster that you littered?
No, telling Marty.
All right, I want to inform him that you littered in the school.
Left wing will beat you up.
Left wing will try.
We basically just go to our secret base.
So you uncover the poster, and there's just a tunnel.
I know,
in the ground.
Bastion.
Yeah, I just hop in.
I look at the other two of them.
Thunder's like, yeah, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. How about you, Miss? Miss is like, yeah, wow, this is pretty radical. And they both hop in.
Yeah, they both hop in before me, and I'm just standing there. I'm like, what has this done to the structural integrity of this building?
Yeah. And he's like muttering to himself as he goes
exactly.
With like steel, like hardened, like he's hardened the wall.
Right.
Yeah. So then as you go down, I assume Bastion's like, oh, don't go that way. There's like a death trap over there. Like, oh, there's spikes that way.
Stay close.
Yeah.
He's like disarming the locks and traps in front of them.
Holy crap.
They walk past.
Left Wing knew about this and you didn't tell me?
Mist says, yeah, you probably weren't cool enough.
Oh, shut up, Mist.
Thunder like puts a hand on your shoulder, like it's okay. Like try to reassure you and comfort you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not just being silly, right? Like,
oh, okay. I thought you were like, I thought he was irritated.
I'm not actually, like, I'm slightly offended, but not in the way that they're assuming.
Sure,
I am,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So you guys get down to the bottom, and what's in there? There's a supercomputer, some training dummies. Is there something else I'm missing?
Yeah, I got a list. A powerful computer, art, music, and food, locks and traps.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's on the left there. That's Left Wing's art, and music collection. I don't know where he gets it all, but on the right, that's all stuff that I made. That's all my art that I made.
I like how you just imply that I've stolen all of it.
Yeah, right. No, I'd like to think
he always impresses me with just how many different styles of art he's good in.
I'd like to think that like I'm looking through like the random stuff that you have here, Left Wing, and like there's a comic book that I pick up and I'm like, hey, this is mine. I was wondering where this went.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh dang! What was that? Oh, Surge. Yeah, there's some Surge in the fridge if you guys want it.
Nice.
Yeah, I go over and take one. I'm like,
so
this is,
so I assume
the early
you owe me for
2000s
this.
reference.
So I assume you go up to the superpowered computer and just like, what does he do?
I press buttons on the computer and do computer stuff.
So we just kind of like just hand wave it, like you like hack into, or like maybe just have a direct connection to like the headquarters facilities, like backdoor data or whatever, and maybe like anything that is like dumped from them, your computer just like can sift through and just takes in.
And here's the question,
skeleton key.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
This computer is, I assume, on the same power grid as everything else, but like power.
So the school facility and the headquarters facility are two different buildings.
Oh, right. Yes.
There's Hero headquarters,
yeah,
and then the school facility.
Sorry, I keep getting those mixed up.
There needs to just be like some kind of like AI in the computer, maybe that we don't know about, because Left Wing and I aren't exactly like.
Yeah, we're not geniuses.
Yeah, I'd like to think that Bastion thinks he's being super smart about it, but the computer itself is doing all the work.
So I have a really good answer for that. Actually, I've already thought about this.
Okay.
Yep.
And I assume also that the computer is in Chinese, like that's the operating.
No, I think we stole it from our government.
Yeah, I think it's in English. I mean, it probably can
but you can
translate.
You can change it to Chinese, is what I mean.
Well, right,
it's like
Left
it's
Wing
defaulted.
can't speak Chinese.
Okay, I suppose.
Yeah,
really true.
Good at computers. He's just like hack school.
Yeah, he just tells it to do something. He's like, "See, I'm awesome."
That's awesome.
I hold up a finger like this. I'm like,
oh man, that's so good.
That's hilarious.
Bastion, where did you get this?
Oh, Left Wing.
Left Wing. I mean, this is like 500 pounds.
We
should establish this. I don't want to just see your character.
No, go for it.
Like a class
it's fine. I mean, I literally, it's fine.
I mean, another idea would be that like it was here, when you made this thing, like somehow that could be a fun little mystery.
Well, let's just hand wave it for now. Left Wing got his hands on it somehow. And
I mean, I think the thing was that, so the reason we have this is because it says, I feel like it asks you how you got, I feel like stealing it was basically an option that we picked. I feel like that's an enforceable mechanic. I don't remember, but it's fine. I'm pretty sure we stole it. It's fine. And if you want to have just been Left Wing that stole it, that's fine too. Like,
you might have convinced
it's
me that
huge.
Like government agents. I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can swap huge things.
Left Wing is just like, hey, I found this in the dumpster out back behind the school facility. They were just throwing this away.
Yeah. I was like, man, who throws away a perfectly good supercomputer?
Giving it away.
Yeah. It'd be a shame to let it go to waste. And then wherever that computer was, there's just a huge dumpster instead. Oh man!
Someone walks into the room. They're like, "How the heck did this get in here?"
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you actually just like
the security guard
say hack computer and then just hit the enter button and it just like hacks school or whatever. Is that how?
Basically, he's just like typing a bunch, like just telling it to do a bunch of things, and
it just figures it out.
It just does whatever he tells it to.
Whoever designed the user interface in this is just incredibly smart. And
yeah. So literally, yeah. So
I don't think Palladium is smart enough. He doesn't know computers enough to know that this is impossible. But I see you writing a command, and I just assume, oh, okay, I guess he knows what he's doing. Yeah. Look, it's the command prompt window. I guess he's a hacker.
It just like pulls up like a graph for you, and just like just a bunch. There's just a bunch of lines that are just like going everywhere, and it just like tracks the data to like a particular point, and it's just like I think it's a couple states over from where you are. And but it like pinpoints like where it is, and it just like prints out. it prints out like a coordinates. It just like latitude, longitude. It just like prints it out for you.
I'm like, whoa, wait a second. How did you quest. What? How did you figure this out? How did you map quest where the villains were?
Just use the computer.
And it's like, you guys don't have a computer like this?
Do all computers do this?
No. He says, you guys don't have a computer?
Yeah. What, you guys don't have computers?
He said all the other computers were down, so I figured I could use mine.
That's right, but we had nothing to go off of. What information did you gather here?
Talking about.
Like, I assume we have to. You know what? Okay. I need to know like that we're not going somewhere that's not where we're like.
So Miss just like grabs the paper and she's like, guys, we're wasting time. We have to get this to Marty.
No. Well, okay. I don't know if we're giving it to Marty though, because I like this is.
I wonder how we got it.
How did we have to explain that?
She's like, it doesn't matter right now. The most important thing is that
send to Marty.
Yes.
So one of the reasons,
so like on the command prompt, it's like been writing things back to you. So like when you're like hack school, it's like hacking school. Found supervillains, and it's like printing coordinates, and then you say send to Marty, and it says already done.
But so I'm curious, does it say that, or like my suggestion for why it was in for it being in Chinese was that I would have literally no clue like what he's typing in, and so I just
that's fine. It just reads it in Chinese. It doesn't matter.
I think it knows that I'd understand it better in Chinese.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so this is what I like. What's his face up? Palladium would be fine with this as long as he understands, as long as he's given some explanation as to how the computer was able to make those logical leaps, even if Bastion just makes up something. Like he's just like, whoa, like we need to wait just a second. I want to make sure that we're going to the right place. We could waste more time by going to the wrong one. You could ask the computer, give me the reasons, like
how did you find
the villains? You're right.
Yeah, you just go over and like explain.
Yeah. So it just it prints out like a report, and it's just like a bunch of like tech talk, right? Like it's like you start reading it and you like it makes like it's like 3 pages long, and it's like we use it's just a bunch of like Star Trek talk, right? It's like things above your head that you don't understand, but like you can put the pieces together of like, oh, okay, so it's using this thing I don't understand to track this thing I don't understand, and it's like it gives you some semblance of like, I really don't know what you're saying, but I think I understand what's going on.
The verbs are all intelligible, but the nouns are complete gibberish to me.
Sure, yeah.
Extract Y with Z.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm like,
and then it said, and then at the bottom it says, and then I sent it to Marty.
Like, okay. I'm gonna have to ask Leftwing where he got this, but for now, I think this makes sense. I mean, like it looks like
Thunder and Mist are like turning and they're like walking up the tunnel, and they're like, come on, stop.
We see the little Japanese murmuring.
Yeah. Like everybody else is like leaving the room, and then you like look up and everybody's gone. You're like,
yeah, nice. And he used the villain profiles to pinpoint, do some cross references, guys. Oh, yeah, just like let it drop it and rush after them.
Yeah, so I think there's like as you guys leave the room and the camera like stays in the room for a little bit, kind of ominously, and then the computer just says, you forgot to say, it like not doesn't say, like it writes on the thing, you forgot to say thank you. And then
nice.
So we'll cut to let's say I think right away, like we just cut a few minutes, and Marty has you guys like runs into the room, and maybe you guys are like back in that same room, and you guys are like pretending to pout, like, oh, what do we do? And Marty runs in the room with like a piece of paper, and he's like, we have the coordinates.
What? Wow,
Yeah,
so fast. What?
that counted. Wow, that's awesome. And he's like, yeah, I don't even know. One of the computers must have still been working and printed out a report before they escaped. We got really lucky.
That's so
funny.
Like,
I'm already putting the pieces in place. Since you guys are down a man, we're gonna send an extra sidekick with you. And
I was just about to ask about that. I think we'll need all the help we can get.
From higher ups, they decided that Echo would be the perfect person perfect hero to lead this team. He specializes in quick crowd control with minimal collateral damage, and so his sidekick Iceblade will be joining you guys on the mission to fill in for Leftwing. And I think everybody kind of looks at each other.
Saw that coming. Gosh darn
it! And he says, they work perfectly together in terms of taking out large groups of people with a single attack. That'll be the primary plan put in place in the protocol that Echo will explain to you on the way. We got a private jet that we're fueling up now. It'll be ready to go within the hour.
Supercomputer, private jet. We're living in luxury.
Marty's like, what was that?
Nothing. Yeah, I'm really lucky that all this just lined up. That's great.
I thought you guys would be more excited.
No, we are. We're just, determined, focused.
Oh man.
Thanks, Marty.
He says, yeah, absolutely. I'll send an Echo and Iceblade or meet them in the
hangar.
The hangar. Yeah, whatever. We'll just hand wave it. Yeah. So let's cut to you guys are getting onto the private jet, and you see like Echo and Iceblade are like waiting for you, like leaning up against the jet or something like that, and they're like joking with each other. And let me show Echo.
Yeah, I'm curious what Echo's personality is like, because I'm curious how like the relationship between the two of them works.
Yep, I figured.
Who's Blast you would be. He looks dope.
Yeah, he does. How do I? Do I not have?
Strand?
How do I?
Dude, she's just like straight up.
There we go. That's Echo.
There's characters in here I haven't seen before, and they're like,
yep.
I'm just looking at the list now.
Yep.
I just found Skystrand, which is a dope name, and she looks like a paladin. And I was like, what?
Yeah, there's some characters, man.
So
it's everybody looks cool to me. So as you guys approach, I think Iceblade kind of like gives you guys a nod, like as you guys walk up, and Echo like walks over and kind of puts his hands on his hips like he's like taking charge. He's like, welcome guys. Iceblade's told me a bit about what you guys can do. I'm looking forward to working with you. First things first, just remember, I'm the hero in charge. We're going to follow my protocol to the letter.
You're a hick. Oh, I'm not there. Oh.
I love how that was like quite literally David remembering he wasn't there and being like, darn it.
And Thunder and Mist just nodded, but I don't know about.
Sorry, what was I was distracted by David?
He just said he's the hero in charge. Okay. And so you got to follow his protocol to the letter.
Yeah, and I say, we'll do whatever it takes to get our friend back, sir.
Yeah, and you guys kind of load up, and as you guys are taking off, Echo says, my power is, well, you guys probably know his power, but he's like, just in case you guys don't know my power, I can create massive sound waves with my voice. It specializes in taking out large groups of enemies in a single attack. That'll be our plan as we go in. We'll try and get as close as we can until we can see all of the villains, or at least most of the villains. I'll let out a sound wave attack and stun them. Iceblade specializes in using his trick shot technique to take them all out with a single attack as they're stunned, knocking them or rendering them helpless. You guys will be there for if anybody dodges the attacks to clean up and to make sure that Leftwing and anybody else they might have kidnapped is they stay safe and alive.
Understood.
Now, I want you to listen closely. if something goes wrong here, I know that you guys are training and everything makes sense in class. But if we get into a situation that you're not prepared for, or maybe you think you're prepared for, but really you're not, I don't want you guys to rely on your training unless you have to fight. Because if I go down as the hero in the room, you guys need to get out. No matter what. You're not going to save Left Wing by getting yourselves killed. If they're powerful enough to take me out, and this goes for any mission, and I wish more people said this. In class, everything makes sense. But when you're in a fight against a villain, and he does something you don't understand, and you get hit, or somebody goes down, everything changes. If you have to rely on something, don't rely on your training. Rely on your running. Get out of there as fast as you can. Do I make myself clear?
I definitely, this rubs me the wrong way. I was literally about, before he continued, I was about to say, I'm not leaving without Left Wing, sir, right? And I bite my lip just in time before I make a fool of myself, right? And
yeah, I think he can tell, and he's just like, I'm not saying to ditch your friend and leave him behind. I'm saying if you don't know where he is, or if he's got a gun to his head, or whatever is going on, and somebody goes down, and I'm not there to tell you what to do, don't try and be a hero. Not yet. Wait until you have more experience.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like this. Something about this just rubs me the wrong way, right?
Like, yeah, I figured it would.
Because like the three things that Brubby is like, leave Left Wing, not gonna do that. I'm in charge. If I go down, you have no leader. That's not true. I'm the leader of this team, right?
Yep. He doesn't see it like that.
Exactly. And three, don't be a hero. What are you talking about?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You're not literally a hero yet. You're
That's what he's trying to make you guys feel like you're not as strong as you are, because he's afraid that you're going to be overconfident and get hurt.
That sounds like he's trying to shift our labels.
Actually, yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's going to use his influence to shift your labels down and shifting danger down and
like superior up, like being smart about it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because it wasn't, my savior was my other thought, but savior, he's literally telling you to leave. So
yeah, so he's expending his influence, right? So if you guys want to resist it, you can roll. Otherwise, he shifts your labels, and then he loses his influence over you.
Is that
up to you guys? Yep. Let me drag this over to. This thing hates.
From what it sounds like, Palladium is feeling about the whole situation. It definitely sounds like he's resisting.
Yeah, for sure. I think you guys are both resisting, but it's up to you guys.
Well, yeah, it's up to Bastion. Bastion hasn't responded yet, so I don't know how he's feeling about it. So, what do you think?
Well, you don't have to say something out loud.
No, I know. What I mean is Jared hasn't told us anything about how Bastion is feeling about it yet.
Yeah.
So, what are you thinking, Jared? You not there? You gone?
Real quick, I have two questions. Does Palladium need another gold star? We're getting a full hit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he does. Yep. Yeah, we got to add that there.
My second question is the trigger for insecure, for getting rid of insecure, is taking foolhardy action without talking to your team. Can I have done that since I switched with?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't say
I
that's
don't feel
what
like there's anything. Yeah.
It wasn't like I failed and that was the repercussions. Like I just did that.
Yeah. So, okay. You did something that was foolhardy. Yeah, for sure. I think it makes sense.
All right.
Yeah, I think the result of what happened shouldn't make you feel less insecure, but I agree that
maybe like
that
a little afraid, but
yeah.
I wanted that because I get a bonus or a penalty rather to rejecting what others say if that's marked, and I feel like I might come up with king, and I want to be able to. So yeah. That's what I was.
Well, I'll just go ahead and roll to reject the influence since we're waiting for Jared.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. 8.
Okay, let me look at what that means.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's peripheral moves.
I've been muted this whole time.
Ah. That makes sense.
It didn't automatically switch to my snowball.
Oh, no.
I've been talking through my headset this whole session, I think. Unfortunately.
Yeah,
You
I
really
tried
quiet.
messaging. I messaged you about it earlier, and I guess you just never noticed.
On Zoom or
on Zoom. Yeah,
I never look at Zoom.
We're okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I never.
Sorry.
It doesn't give you a
unfortunate.
notification on like the. Anyways,
Next time I'll just say it out loud.
Yeah,
or just a message on the group chat.
Yeah, the group chat we see usually.
Okay, so is there a negative
just
to
roll.
failing a reject influence? Or?
So on a miss, their words hit you hard. Mark a condition, and the GM will adjust your labels. So if you fail this, it's just it happens anyway, and you mark a condition. Oh wow, yeah. Okay, so on a hit, you successfully hold to yourself and tune them out. On a 10+, choose 2. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. Clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up and one label down, your choice. Cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
I'm going to do the shift one label up and one label down, your choice. Yeah. I'm going to be like, no, I'm going to be even more dangerous now.
Yeah.
So I get to do 2?
Yep.
So I get to clear a condition and what?
You can either get rid of his influence and get a +1 against him, or you can shift the labels the way you want.
And then you can either clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. So yeah, you can mark potential and just be like,
I didn't hear that part.
Like I don't think you have to like make an action, so to speak, because he's technically your superior, not supposed to like tell him off or whatever. But you could just be like, yeah, whatever. Maybe. I'm just going to decide I'm not going to do what you say.
Right.
And then
I'll mark potential.
So you get to do 2 though. So you mark potential, and then you can shift one label up and down, your choice, or cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
What was the maximum bonus you can get per a roll?
+3.
And he doesn't even lose his influence over you.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, you only lose influence when you could cancel it. So you could be like, I don't respect this guy.
Yeah,
it's up to you.
I'm actually trying to decide what to shift here. Because right now I have a savior at 3, and that's the main thing I roll most of the time.
Yeah, right. You probably don't want to mess with danger or savior or mundane.
Danger up and superior down.
I'm gonna move danger down and savior up.
But I actually don't know if I want to do that. I think my instinct here is to be like, I can be smart and dangerous, right? Like I don't have to listen to you in the way you're down. So yeah,
mundane would be -2. Yeah, I thought you liked it having it at the +3 -2 and switch those around. It's
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I definitely want to. So I'm going to put superior up for sure.
Sure.
And then that makes the most sense. I'll do mundane down.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, and Caleb, you got a 7 to 9.
Yeah.
What did you get?
So I just got. I could choose.
You just get one. Yeah. So you marked. No, you changed your labels, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we get that scene, and I think you guys kind of notice the the rest of the jet ride, and this is a few hours as well. But the rest of the jet ride, you kind of feel like you get a sense of Echo is kind of like the coach dad to Iceblade, where he's making jokes with him, and they're kind of like bros a bit, where and Iceblade really looks up to him. Like he doesn't make a joke about anybody in the room. He's not insulting anybody. He's not standoffish. And he actually kind of looks uncomfortable because he just really respects Echo, and he's trying to behave and be respectful. And so it's just very different vibe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's like the bully kid
who
acts like a jerk
this at school.
I know, who acts like a jerk around everyone until their dad is around, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're the best."
Yeah,
dang it! I wish Leftwing was here.
It's not like a fake respect. It's he actually respect. It's not like he's like, "Oh, I don't want to get in trouble." He's like, I don't want to
make this guy mad at me. So.
Yeah. Like I don't want Echo.
I actually respect this guy.
See me. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I think and Quantum Quill, I forgot. Yeah, Quantum Quill was still in the hospital, so she comes too. So probably Flutter brings Quantum Quill, and she's like, doctor checked her out. She said that she's okay. Or,
wait, really?
Yeah, the doctor said she's okay. And Quantum Quill's like, yeah, I'm ready to fight. Let's get Leftwing back.
Okay.
And Flutter's like, I want to come too. I wish we could all go and help Leftwing. I talked to everybody else too, and or I talked to the other people, members of Team 2, and everybody wants to come and help too. If you get the chance to see Leftwing, even if you don't make it back, let him know that we're all rooting for him to come home.
Yeah. I feel touched by that, but I also am looking at Quantum Quill, and I'm like, Quill, I don't think this is a good idea. You took a beating there.
So the doctor said that she was okay, and Marty, this got whipped by Marty too.
I know.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
And I'm not trying to say it in like a mean way. I'm just like, are you sure?
I think Quantum Quill is like, yeah, you want to spar right now?
No, I don't want to spar.
She lifts a bunch of like small objects in the room, like wrenches and like nuts and bolts and stuff like that. She's like you want to go?
I'm like unflinchingly like staring at her with like a concerned parent. I'm like,
I place an arm on your shoulder. I'm like, don't dishonor her determination.
And she's like, I do not doubt her courage.
Don't
only
dishonor
the reach of her arm. No, that was a reference. No, I say, I don't doubt her courage. I don't know. I already lost one friend today. I'd rather not lose another.
Yeah. Okay. So so then we get that like jet scene, and you guys are going. Also, I think let's say Marty is flying the jet. Why not? Yeah, Marty's the one flying the jet. Maybe you guys don't notice that or know that at first, and he like says over the comms, he's like, hang tight, everybody, we're almost there. And he goes,
welcome to Marty Airlines.
That's what he says. Yeah, welcome to Marty Airlines. Buckle up and get ready to fight.
I like fake panic.
Yeah.
Hurry, get the parachutes.
Sorry, okay, Leftwing isn't here, so I have to.
Yeah.
Nice. So we're gonna cut back to Leftwing. I think so like you were hanging out with
one comment. I think probably during a lot of those conversations, we were probably there were like long pauses in the conversation where Leftwing would usually make a joke and then no one makes a joke. And then
everyone's looks
at each other. Oh, no, all right.
So we're gonna cut back to Leftwing, and maybe like you and Soda Pop are still talking, and I think maybe she's just kind of talking to you about like what her childhood was like growing up in the foster care system, and she maybe is like asks you like, so how is it growing up with you? But before you can answer, there's like a knock on the glass door, and that's the other one. I think I forgot to throw in this token. Shoot. Let me see. That's okay. But I'll leave it for now. A little girl with like blonde hair. You guess she can't be 10 years old. She has to be younger than 10 years old.
Jeez.
She like walks up to the glass and like knocks on the glass, and she's like, Soda Pop, I thought it was time for us to watch our show. And she's like,
why is there a child here? This seems dangerous.
She's like, that's, and she kind of looks at you, and she's like, we look after her. She's like our younger sister. And she's like, I'll be right out. And it looks like she's about to say her name, but like she purposely doesn't. And then she's like, well, hurry up. I was starting to think that you forgot. And then she looks at you, Leftwing, and she's like, who's the new friend?
Oh, she's looking at me? Okay, I thought she was asking something.
Yeah.
He waves I'm Alan.
She says, yeah, King is trying to get him to join the gang, so he might stay. And then she's just like, we'll talk again later. And like goes and like grabs her by the hand and then like leads her away. Then you're just kind of left by yourself. So like give me the left wing. Are you going to stay put? Are you just going to hang out and see what happens? Or do you have a plan to like do something? Because then I'll decide if I skip time or not.
Yeah, I mean, we're literally underground. I don't think he would just stay put because he's a douchebag. So he'd probably walk around. Did they tell me to stay put? I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they wanted you to wait until King comes back so he could like talk to you.
Yeah.
Basically.
But, I mean, I'm not leaving.
So actually, let's put it this way. Let's say King does come back and you like are trying to listen into like what he says. He like pops out from like one of the like data cables or whatever. And everybody kind of comes in and is like, you know, how did it go? And he says, like, it went well. Everything's going according to plan. And he says, I have a quick meeting though I have to attend. I have to go talk to the new neighbor in town. And he says, I shouldn't be too long. The plane should go off without a hitch. Hang tight without me. They should be here soon, but not before I get back.
Oh boy. All right.
So then I think then he like pops back into the data cables and he just
okay.
I think it's kind of like a weird balloon effect almost. Like he just kind of like, you know, like
it's awful.
It's just like what happened there.
Yeah. It's like almost
kind of like too
cartoony.
fast to like. Yeah, kind of more like kind of cartoony, I guess. It's kind of like it's kind of too fast to like process.
Yeah, you don't like that. I mean, I'll probably just swap places with a box or something and just walk around.
Oh, sure, yeah. Just pretending like you're not going to escape. But do you have a plan up your sleeve, or do you just want to be like, you can't contain me?
Right now, yeah, that. And I mean, I guess I'd like to assess the situation maybe, but like, sure, he's not like making bolting or anything, right?
Yeah.
He's just like, I mean, if you're going to make me stay here, I'm going to walk around and look at stuff.
Sure. Yeah. So I think like Rockfist and Amps, when they see that you got out, they're like, hey, you can't. I should have known this was going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, kind of. Don't worry. I literally can't go anywhere. We're underground. I can't tell them. Well,
I think everybody's kind of uncomfortable. Like everybody's kind of like practicing and training, but everybody's like, I don't really know what to.
Oh, are they training?
Like, sure. Yeah. I mean, they're they're probably maybe like Rockfist and Amped are the ones that are like, like punching dummies and stuff like that.
Are there any other people training or just the two of them?
I think just the two of them for right now.
Okay.
And like everybody else is like, you know, doing things. Some of the others are like playing with different gadgets that they stole and different things like that.
All right. I mean, I just want to absorb as much information as I can.
Yeah, go ahead and roll superior or assess the situation.
Sick. Got a 9. Let's see. Start with the regular options. Here can use to play. Here's the big threat.
So you can instead choose. Or wait, hold up.
I would like to add. Wait, how many do I get to ask on a 7 and 9? Just one? No. Ask one. Yeah. I would like to ask from my special questions. What is here's the most useful or valuable to me?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, so yeah, so you look through the tech that they stole, and you find a remote taser.
Did they steal my remote taser?
They did. Yep, they stole the remote taser that Scav made for you.
Do I see,
or maybe some other people help them as well? But yeah,
do I see any of the other things that the other guys?
Yep, you see some carbon fiber armor, and you see a what was it going to be? Oh, a battery, for like a battery attachment for palladium.
Yeah, I mean, I take it.
All three of them? Or
I mean,
I'd like a remote taser.
I'd like to take all three of them. I don't know if I can take the suit of armor and not make it super obvious.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can argue that the taser's literally mine.
Yeah. So maybe you're like, hey, this is mine. Exactly like Palladium did with your comic book.
The way it works is it's like a claw on my arm. And so when I teleport, it latches onto their arm and then it just tases the crap out of them. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I like how to put the armor on.
Well, yeah, but I
don't think they're going to let you do that.
But then put your clothes on over it.
I gained a few pounds since you saw me last. I would. I just don't think they would let me. How big is the battery?
Yeah. I don't know. Battery size? Well, like a battery pack, like
kind of like a car battery or like a AA battery.
Not as big of a car as a car battery, but like a
maybe like a drill battery.
Yeah, kind of like a drill battery.
Yeah, so I could probably fit that like in not in a pocket. I'd have to I could fit it in my pockets. Maybe left wing couldn't. I mean, I guess I'll try and like
shove it in your pants
somewhere. Yeah, I'm just really well endowed.
Got really good butt.
Very good. Really tiny butt on my butt.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Are you like using your power to like swap like nothing, like the air in your hand with it, and then try and like stash it away? Go ahead and roll just like freak. Then you're just trying to manipulate your environment. See if you can do it without getting noticed.
I really want to fail a roll here because I'm one away from leveling up. I mean, I guess I can.
Nice, yeah.
I guess I could pick level up at the end, but I haven't grown closer to the team from anyone, have I?
Nope. Yeah. Maybe in the fight. No, not.
No, I made everybody mad.
Yeah.
You grew closer to Hornet guy, right?
Hornet?
Or one of the guys down here was talking to you, wasn't it? The Hornet guy.
Oh, this isn't my team. I don't think that counts.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, scroll closer with the team.
I mean, it could be your team.
Yeah, you could join them.
I mean, if you'll take Soda Pop as an option, I gladly would pick that because I definitely think, he doesn't agree with this group, but he has already been convinced that there are people here who shouldn't be here, right? Like, she could just join the hero team and they would take care of her like that. He wants that for her now. So I actually think that I'll make that argument at the end, but
we'll see.
Yeah.
Regardless. So you go ahead and you stash the remote taser and then like the battery as well.
I mean, with a 10, can I obviously I can't put the suit on, but I'd like to switch the suit. Like it's basically a rock. I'd like to switch the suit with an actual rock and like try and camouflage it in the rocks so that like maybe I can get away with it somehow, right? Like
so let's. I'm gonna leave it at just that one roll that you did for the other two things. Let's say it's been some time. You're like goofing off, and they told you to get back in your cage, but you didn't, and you're just kind of like hanging out and watching them brawl and stuff.
Can I study how they fight?
I think that was a part of the assess the situation. Okay. I think that was that's just what you're able to accomplish with it.
Yeah,
I think the rest of the people that you haven't seen fight are purposefully not using their powers in front of you.
Right. Because that would have just been another question. Yeah, that would have just been another question I would have asked if I rolled better. So that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
So let me think this through. Okay, so you guys, you're watching them, and I think maybe Amped goes over to like the gadgets. He's like, "Hey, where's that battery?" He's like, "Man, I was going to use that. Where did that go?" And then as he's saying that, a bunch of alarms trip, and there's like maybe some like soft beeping at one of the computers, and let's see who it is.
Hey, I think the place is on fire.
Yeah. Oh, let me switch back to. I hate how finicky this is. I don't know why it is so hard to get. There we go. Okay. Bring everybody over to this page.
It's funny because the image that we're on the other page is so big that I have to zoom out all the way. So we go to this one, it's like in the corner.
Yeah.
Like, zooming in.
So Let me see. That's why I put everybody on the page. Maybe it's just amped. Yeah, maybe just amped just goes over and he's like looking at the computer and he's like, oh, no, it's Hornet. Hornet's the best with tech, I think. He goes over, he's looking at the computer, he's like, guys, they're already here. And Rockfist is like, what? How did they get here so fast?
Do I know that it's our computer that could I have guessed that information? I know that it matters. Is there any other way they could have done that?
Sure, maybe, yeah.
I guess I didn't know the power went out, so I figured they probably just use a regular computer.
Yeah. Actually, okay, hold up a second. Actually, this doesn't seem. Yeah, they're actually not that. They're just like oh, that was. They're not like, how did they do that? They're just like, oh, that was faster than we expected. And Rockfist turns to Vermilion Veil and says, "Put him back in the cage." And this chick looks at you, and you have to make a roll. Let me see. Where is
it's if she has some kind of mind control thing, then her picture is perfect because that's what I thought she did.
Yeah,
she looks like she's doing that. She's trying to mind control you with her face.
I made a roll. Where did the roll go? Here we go. Okay. When Vermilion Veil tries to hypnotize you, roll plus superior.
Nice.
On a 10 plus, you look away immediately and are unaffected. On a 7 to 9, you are affected long enough for your enemy to get an opportunity over you. On a miss, you are hopelessly embroiled in the trance and need to be comforted or supported in order to break out of the trance. The effect also ends when you take a condition.
Oh, okay. Superior? Dang it. Yeah, I want to fail a roll.
Yeah, so on a 10 plus, you look away immediately and are unaffected. All right, so
she looks at me and I'm like, no.
Yeah, you're like, nope, I don't know where this is going. So I think you look away, and then I think like they all kind of turn to each other, and they're like, okay, like we gotta, like everybody just kind of like closes in on you, and they're like, we gotta put this guy back in his cage, and as that happens,
like I thought we were supposed to be friends.
Yeah, as that happens, I think a tunnel opens up. Like maybe like right up here, and
wait, I didn't see it. Where?
Maybe let me focus ping. Right, I can do that.
Yeah.
Maybe like right up here in this section. Let me put everybody kind of in. This guy's not over here. Sleeves is in there. Yeah, everybody else is kind of like.
I figured I'd probably be over here because I was stealing stuff out of this truck with teleport.
Oh yeah. So. She's probably not here either. She's staring you down. Everybody's kind of chilling, and except King. Yeah, King's not over here either.
Oh man, somebody cast enlarge.
What's that?
They cast enlarge.
I don't know what that means.
It makes them huge. Look how big they are.
Oh, okay, sure. So everybody's kind of like trying to close in on you, and we see the this open up, and this I think Bastion probably just like opened up a space with his carbon, right? He's having the carbon that's in the rock. He's forming an opening, and we'll cut over to your guys' perspective, and Echo is the first person that runs up, right? And he looks out and he like glances back at you guys and kind of gives a nod to Iceblade, and he's like, "You guys ready?"
Yes, sir.
And actually, no. Would it make more sense that you guys would just come down over here, like come in through the actual like entrance? I feel like it's unnecessary for you to have to take a bunch of time to make a tunnel.
Well, I mean, he could earthbend. It probably didn't take that long.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
And we'd have a bigger element of surprise, just like coming in blast.
And like this is probably trapped, like, or at least censored, right? Like,
well, everything was like they had a proximity sensor, but so it's all of it. Yeah, sure, so
Wait, how did they have an underground proximity sensor?
Well, they could have vibration.
I was
sensors.
muted this entire time. I was trying to say
what
things.
were you saying?
I was like, I imagine that Echo doesn't even talk to us. Like this is when we show up here, we're already everyone's
So
going,
maybe
right?
he's like, maybe he says, "Are you guys ready?" And then
right before
Bastion opens it up.
Yeah,
Yep.
break out. Yeah.
And so Echo, we get this moment. So the song "Ready for War" by Two Way starts playing. And Echo turns and looks out at everybody, and he kind of like makes a mental note about where everybody is, and sees you, Left Wing, and he can make it so that his sound waves like go around people. So he's planning on making a blast that goes around you.
That's insane. All right, cool.
And he opens his mouth.
Mm-hmm. I don't know his name in real life or in character. I know who's doing that. I can steal their power.
And
I don't know.
And then a gunshot rings out, and it hits Echo in the leg.
Oh my god! Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say in the face.
Oh yeah, I thought he was dead for sure. Oh, it was probably.
And the Hornet over here presses a button on the computer, and you guys hear some like mechanical whirring, and look up, and a rock launch falls on top of you guys.
Well,
and
they
that's how we'll end the scene.
They wouldn't have assumed they'd be over here, would they?
You said a rock launch?
Yep.
Interesting.
We're dead. Well, good luck. You're on your own. We're all dead.
I mean, it's literally rock. You could just destroy it all.
I know.
All right. I'm going to switch to maybe my phone or a laptop or something like that if we want to do after show it all, and then we'll just end there.
Sounds good.
Cool.
And then you guys are coming to a corn roast with me.
What's that?
You guys are coming to a corn roast with me and my wife.
Nice.
Oh, I am.
And your wives.
Oh, okay.
Is that a joke?
No.
Or no?
I guess I'm not enslaving you.
Well, I'm wondering if you already asked Mickey and
Mickey said that she's going.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'm
Did you ask her?
I'm asking you because.
Oh, okay, all right. When you said the way you said it made it sound like our wives,
had already go.
Yeah. That's why I was confused.
Yeah.
Okay,
no, I was
right.
commanding you.
I see. Yeah, I'll see. I'll check it through.
All right. Let's jump off and switch over.
See you.
All right. Yeah.